Okay, the live stream should be starting up soon. Please give a moment to make sure everything up. The kick is going. Twitter is going. Okay, YouTube thumbnail up to date. Twitch appears to be going. And looks like Rumble is going good as well. Please give me another moment, just check my other computer. And looks like it's going good on my other computer as well. So let's go and get started. And when I say started, I mean have me find a replay. Let's see, I think this person's next on the list, so let's take a look at this person. Hidden, so can't take a look at that person. Let's try this person here. 7 days ago, the patch came out on the 5th, so that is not going to be possible. Days ago, here we go, 2 days ago. And we got some replays here, so hopefully we can find something. 11's too short, 10's too short, 18 too short, 6 is even shorter, 20 could get this one. It's going to probably be a good warm-up. 27 minutes. That's probably a good one to start out with. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another HPower's 4 replay. Spawn bottom or just left side as the Magenta Abbasid Dynasty, we have a foreign name. On the right side as the Blue Roost, we have Zon Mato. Let's see now. First, since we have a Roost player on the field, let's back out of Cast of Vision, select the Roost position so we can see the trade bounties. Roost versus Abbasid. Abbasid has some of the best economic benefits in the game through the Golden Age Tier 1 benefit, giving 15% of resource collection for all villagers. I have to make that distinction because it's access to some fishing boats. The Roost has a lot of good benefits as well. Probably I'll rate it, the Roost in the English and the Abbasid, probably top 3, I would say. The Roost has access to a little bit extra gold income through the hunting cabins. Get some gold upon killing out some of the wildlife, as well as with the trade bounties. As they start getting leveled up, you get more food collection as you start going. Most of the time, players usually get tier 2, and I can't highlight this and select over and mouse over it. It also improves the gold generation hunting cabins. Gold hunting cabins became a useful source of gold collection when you get tier 3, which is very hard to get that. You usually have to go up to high trade house. And of course they do have the 40 or 20% extra wood drop off based on if they're near a wooden fortress, which the Kremlin does count as one, and so it's likely and the Kremlin's pretty much by default, so just assume they will get that by default. There's a lot of usable wood here, so highly likely we will see the Kremlin. Now, when it comes to fishing benefits, the Roost has something unique, the Loda fishing boats, which will allow you to collect fish without the need of a drop-off point. Generally, I say on this map, 2 is a soft cap in order to collect, when it comes to regular fishing boats, 2 is a soft cap in order collecting up the deep sea fish. 3 allows you to withdraw some, and 4 is I generally view as overfishing, and loaded fishing boats count as 2. So I think this is what I would consider as overfishing. I would recommend players with regular fishing boats only do 3. We do have 3 here. Good. I don't want to see any more right there. And he has actually got second dock out. Perfect. I like to see somebody who has the same mindset as myself. And so this fish will last him for the majority of the game. It will generate just enough, so it should last them a significant amount of time, to say the least. How much time? I can't really say. So this one particularly right here, since it's so close to dock, I'll actually recommend 2. 3 is good. 3, like I mentioned beforehand, 2 will hit a soft cap, 3 will hit be a good way to crawl some extra food as well. Now then, with the economic benefits covered, let's go ahead and talk about feudal age units. We do of course have the Kremlin out as mentioned earlier. The Rus has access to one unique feudal age unit, the Early Knight. The Early Knight is of course a good heavy cap, not as strong as the Royal Knight, not having those little extra benefits, but still all-around good solid unit. The Adversary player does have access to the Camel Archer, which could be useful to help debuff the Early Knights, as well as, honestly, there's a lot of research that they can get in the barracks as well, such as Phalanx. Phalanx would be especially good for those Early Knights as well, something I always forget to mention. So the Adversary player does have access to some powerful items. Ooh, Fast Castle. Extraordinarily fast castle for the Rus. I don't think I've ever seen Rus getting this fast of a castle. Oh, it looks like there is some traversable water here. So, and good thing about with the Rus, with the traversable water here, he can send these fishing boats out. Oh, even that's traversable as well. Getting pretty lucky with that. It's really hit or miss whether or not if you can actually traverse that, but it looks like the Rus is able to traverse that area, allowing him to get the fishing boats on all the shore fish. This may not be traversable here, but this will allow him to get a excellent amount of food income, and he does not have to spend the extra wood on additional docks. And which he may have this a little bit overfishing here. You can see he's already halfway depleted. You can see the 3 here in comparison. It's about roughly the same, but that's a shorter drop off. We got 4 here. Oh no, he managed to squeeze the ship all the way around and got out a arrow ship. And now we got a fast castle for the Adversary player as well. And we got the Knight upgrade, upgrading the Early Knights to regular Knights. You may not be able to traverse this area. Yeah, it looks like you can't traverse there anymore. Huh, it has Z's there like if it was a villager. Guess it's something weird to Lloyd is. Oh, it looks like he does manage to squeeze on through. Wait, this not supposed to usually not squeeze you're able to squeeze through like this. But he's able to squeeze through. Huh. Is something unique about lotus ships where they can squeeze through this land a little bit better? Not sure. We also got, and something I like to do on this map as well, I put 2 in the deep sea fish, and then put 1 the shore fish, and then queue it up to go to the deep sea fish once the shore fish is claimed as well. It's a great way to get everything sorted up. And look at that, the Springbolt ship can't enter through there. Is there something unique about the Lotus ships where they can sneak through the corners like this? I have no idea. Now he's going for the arrow slit. It'd probably be just fine to go for just an arrow ship. The arrow slit does cost a bit of wood, I suppose that is a bit cheaper. But a arrow ship may still generally be a bit better because it provides some shore bombardment later on if necessary. Plus a bit more expensive. Military wings almost researched for the Adversary player, and he sees all these knights going for mass camel rider here would be pretty good. I'm not sure what ship died right there, but the AR slits will get some good damage here. The palm as well. The loader ship can just back off of the region and design for the next fishing ships to hit. We got a single spearman here. Multiple spearmen not here, trying to get this one villager. He's taking a lot of bit damage there, focused on the spearmen, but taking a lot of hits. These guys are only hardened spearmen, not veteran spearmen. And Now got the free Cameraders push away forward. Free Cameraders do bonus damage to cavalry. Some of these villagers are going to get hit. The villagers are actually body blocking the knights a little bit. These knights are dancing around forwardly. When the early knights or regular knights do go down, the other one gets killed off as well. And due to the poor pathing, the loose knights get killed off. We have an arrow slit here. Bunch of Roost Palisade walls here. Very good. And now we do have the Roost player eyeing for some relics. More village, of course. Looking for more knights. Takes out the scout. Let's see. I backed out of the cast division. He is at 310, so he does have enough for tier 2. Both 4, I believe, are still alive, so that can give him a quick 150, making him very close to getting up to tier 3 trade bounties. We got a good number of knights here. I would like to see more spearmen as well as more camel riders. He's going for lancers. Camel riders do cost 220. They do have some good blacksmith research. If you see a blacksmith on the field, I always need to take a better look at those blacksmith research. The warrior monk has picked up the relic there. We'll see bonus damage from these camel riders. Camel riders don't move all too quickly. Same speed as the warrior monk. The warrior monk uses a combat sprint out of there. Spear not push way forward. Does get some good damage here. Got some short bombardment from the arrow ship. They'll have a bit of trouble with the higher pierce armor. The knights has 4 pierce armor, and this only has 6 damage times the 5 arrows. But still does actually some decent damage there. And we'll start slowly rolling down. We do have some lancers in the field. I disagree with the lancers. He really should eye more camel riders. You got composite bow being researched. I highly disagree that he knows his opponent is going for mass knight. It's probably a good idea not to go for archers. Looks like he's not wanting to engage the lance knights with his camels. Got some spearmen here. Just get a charge attack there. Spearmen do get some good hits there. The knights being ran around. Camels, proper focus fire. Maybe I'll win that fight. We got some handful of archers moving forward. This camels currently just have no pierce armor whatsoever. He has no blacksmith research. May not have a blacksmith even researched. And he went for the cultural wing. He has not gotten the economic wing just yet. Let's see. Villagers drop off at 8% more resources. Does not affect fishing boats. I still got an idea to go for the economic weekend for his Imperial Age because of the various economic benefits. Fishing boats are nice and all, but you still require other resources. Archers getting some damage there. Some of the camels are going to get hit. More lancers being brought field. They do have 4 pierce armor. These archers currently have 8 damage, so they will do okay damage versus these lancers. This opponent has not deployed out any blacksmith for research. Got his stone being fucked up. Looks like the Roost player may be eyeing for additional town center. He may need to get the militia out. Does have 16 militia ready to be called in. More lancers pushing forward. He sees more knights. He really should eye for more camels. He does actually have a 3rd camel in the field. And has a good number of spearmen as well. Very good. Spearmen are good. Some of those knights took some pretty sizable hits there. Warrior monk does go down as well. 23 relics claimed up by blue. Got more knights here, more archers. Camels are exceedingly looking nicer. They don't have any pierce armor at the moment, but they don't receive any bonus damage for the archers. They do have a nice health total as well. They actually have a pretty good health total at 270. In comparison to Lancers, they have 270 versus 230. So the lack of armor are actually mitigated by the extra health. You have some crossbows not being applied to the roofs, and it makes Camel Riders even more effective, honestly. Camel Rider does go down there, hitting some spearmen there. Lancers do get some charges. And now this one's starting to fall him back. You may want to leave the spearmen to fight and the Gilon. Gilon, since this moment in time, are probably not a good idea. Second town center has been pulled up the roofs, eyeing for additional line of walls there. This is he can't finish off either of these two. And there is actually a magenta dock here somehow. Magenta's now eyeing for a relic, and the last remaining relic is right here. So Magenta should be able to secure up 2.
مستعد لأي هدف.
حان وقت العمل.
ألديك شيء
ماذا
للإطلاق
لديك
عليه؟
لأفعل؟ ماذا لديك لأفعل؟
Got a good number of knights here, has some crossbows and archers as well. He's trying to go for an outpost, as well as a house. Do we see a blacksmith researching? Yep, we do have blacksmith. We go for some camel handling. Go for camel rider shields, give them +3 armor. And that one does, that palisade wall does go down. He has a good number of spearmen here. There's not a whole lot of archers here. Crossbows, of course, still can outrange spearmen. He may not have phalanx research either. Don't know if I've seen that being researched. He does not appear to have phalanx research at the moment. And now got the massive wave militia advancing forward. Magenta may want to get this gold mine abandoned for the time bid frame. Does get inside the tower there, and inside the town center as well, so there's a good amount of arrows now firing away. Got a good number of crossbows blocked by the Abbasid player as well. Militia still pushing forward. Now this is firing away. If you focus down these camel riders, or not camel riders, knights, should be fine. The town centers and the power arrows will finish off the rest. Now they're being recast onto the line. Does have this gold secure, so maybe I secure the gold. Does have a bit of stillness territory as well. The Roost player. Actually, a good number of gold deposits down here, so both player needs to eye it. Got 2 gold deposits pretty close to each other right here. Good for the Abbasid player. The Abbasid player has a usable amount of gold within its borders. The Roost player has a usable amount of gold in his sphere of influence, which is different than secured in his borders. Now going for Mangonel, that's going to be a very good item at this moment in time, but it's far from being completed. They still need to get inside these towers. Some are actually running through this tower, which is not good, and they all get gunned down. The Abbasid player does have more villagers, since he had a second town center earlier. Does back off, going for a fortified outpost. Honestly, another arrow slip would be just fine. He's been finding a large number of archer force. And now do you have the Mangonel one field? Very good. He almost has enough for more Mangonels, because I'm from a handful of archers and the better archer research. Okay, only camel riders, not camel archers. Let's go to curious about that. So now cropping being collected. You can see here, this fishing deposit has plenty of fish still remaining. Over here, this one's probably close to depletion. Yes, it is. Mangonel, a little bit bulky right there. It does fire a shot. Almost reloaded. Movement just seems a little bit weird. Eye for the sacred site up here. Very nice. This one's captured up by the Roost player. And Magenta has picked up both those relics as predicted. Siege Workshop not being put on the field. Maybe eyeing for a Spring Gold. Battering rams wouldn't hurt at this moment in time, but probably a Spring Gold to engage that Mangonel. Oh, a Battering Ram or 2 to hit over here as he starts advancing up here wouldn't be half bad. Now do you get survival techniques being researched? He has not claimed up these forest puffers there, nor this one. Now going for camel shields. I think he realized going for camels wouldn't be that bad. Got horsemen here as well. Yeah, EXE looks like mass camels would be a good counter. Spring Golden placement there. This gold outcropping's almost depleted. He makes one abandoned now. Instead of this one up here. Does have good number spear here. Does get a fall into the Horseman. Not a great target for the Magano, but does do some damage. Magano needs to be mainly targeted towards the various archer forces here. We got some Eloms in the mix as well, but there's too many crossbows for Eloms to do much work. And now, since he is advanced forward, he got overran by the Horseman, trying to get to the Magano and the archer line. Horseman not hitting good enough crossbows. Camel here is fighting the Camel on ease, debuffing all nearby horsemen and other cavalry. Almost all the horsemen are down. The Magano has gone down. He's good number of archers here. Composite archers will be very useful. Now this camel's being overran by the militia. The Duke Lone San Francisco cavalry. Some of the horsemen are here. Got one Springald here to help engage any additional Magano, which is not going to be fighting at the moment. Gold Hoss has been cleaned on up. Just like the opposite player will hold the line. This Gold Deposit is another one he still needs to claim up. He could go for a bit of stone and pull on a keep over here. His opponent only to destroy two landmarks, the House of Wisdom and the Council here. Campbell push way forward, as well as Lancers. They found an opportunity to counterattack. Successful force here. The Roost players now eyeing to pull out keep. Both players have similar civilian count. Blue has killed more civilians. Trade wing now going on up, so it's designed to age up now. Trying to rebuild some of these palisade walls. One way to disabling the OBS stream. The preview at least, that's stream. As goes with walls, barring this little gap there. Camel's pushing forward, does can't leave on some walls there. Trying to push forward, trying to stop those villagers building. Composite Bowman getting some great damage done. Spearman push way forward. These are mass crossbows, there's no archers here. So the crossbows won't do any additional damage. The Camel Riders are here. Magano could be overrun by the Camel Riders. These forces are starting to fall on the back. Camels right now will be highly effective for these horsemen. The camels are being focused down by the crossbows. They may not be a direct counter, but they can still at least put some hurt on. Horsemen are able to overrun those horses, went up that hill, and got themselves cornered right there. This area is just a big choke point. Acceptably a choke point, but it is a giant choke point. So all the villagers have gone down to build that keep. He is trying for more military units. There's a wave of villagers push way forward, trying to build up the keep. And now the other trade wing going up, which will give him a handful of free traders. Which there is no mark within his borders or trade posts. This one is here. Those traders will have to be idle. I'm not sure why he went for that and not economic, because I have no idea how he's going to make use of these traders. He could trade like up here, down here with those free traders, but it's not really that useful, and everything else is just associated with trade, so I'm not sure why he went for that. He really should have gone for economic, in my opinion. Proper straightforward. Magano does find a small hit there. There's now two Maganos deployed on the field. The fortified spring gold outpost does go down, so this one should go down, trying to collect that gold. Magano's now firing away. Two spring golds push away towards spells. He has adequate protection versus any counter spring gold. Now he's eyeing for a whole burn. It's expensive. This receives some hits there. These forces push away forward. quite a bit of damage over there. More archers being put on the field. They will, of course, do with the elite horse upgrading right now doing 10 damage. These horsemen right now has 5 pierce arms, so they do decent damage with these horsemen. Shows those Mangonels causing big problems right now. And thanks to their composite bow, they'll get some good damage there on every good rate of fire on everything. Now there's a Culverin on field. House of Wisdom seems to fire it, does dodge those Mangonel shots. Culverin fires, takes out one of the Spring Golds, taking out his own Countess first. Both Spring Golds are now down. Composite Bowmen are hitting the crossbows. Culverin nails the Mangonel, trying to hit the town center. He still has additional town center here, so he has a village production. Mangonel goes down as well, allowing the Composite Bowmen to push on forward. House of Wisdom has taken a bit of a beating, vying for the Camel support upgrade. Horseman not pushing forward. He is lacking spear in this region, and there's Camel Riders pushing forward. Which reduce the damage output of these horsemen as well as even the bonus damage as well. The Composite Bowmen just simply don't have enough escort. We've got some Gilons pushing forward, which will be used versus the horsemen. More spearing, maybe better though, since there's so many crossbows. There those Camel Riders. Supposed to have to get cleaned up. He's trying to go Campbell support. Does get completed. Also wasn't going to go down. He's not going to need anything from it anytime soon. So it is expendable. Though his primary counselor doesn't have much health, and this is his primary buffer. Oz Bowman and Gilons will push way forward. Gilons will get quickly killed off by the Spring Golds. Culverin can push on forward, hit that Spring Gold. The Culverin is still... No, the Culverin didn't go down. So the first one did his job, took out some dead powerful units there. Counselor starts taking fire. If that goes down, he loses. These villagers are repairing up immediately. There's villagers on the inside. He needs to evacuate them, get them repaired up. There are 5 trebuchets here. Now bringing out all the villagers to repair up this town center, but maybe too late. One more volley of rocks, and that thing's down. One more, and there's the next rock. Oh, he saves it this time. There's 2 more rocks there, and that's game. This Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. I pause that stream there to save up some resource. Let's see, that was Volcanic Island, Dry Arabia, 19 minutes. So the only other one possible, let's do it. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another HMRS 4 replay. It's on the left side as the Orange Abbasid Dynasty. We have Deshuki, which I'll probably butcher that really badly, like I usually do. It's on the right side as the Blue French Razon Motto. We do of course have the villagers now advancing their way, trying to collect some of these fishies, which is a good source of food. For fish do have the same collection rate as deer. They don't have the improved carrying capacity, but still an excellent source of fish or food. Let's see, economic benefits. The French don't have really much economic benefits. They get free blacksmith research, or at least free blacksmith melee research, which is probably the least important of all the research in my opinion. And he does of course have access to later on 20% and then eventually 25% unit discount around castles or keeps. The Abbasid player, of course, is a Islam civilization, so of course get the improved berries capability, as well as has one of the most powerful economic benefits in the entire game, the Golden Age Tier 1, plus 50% resource gathering rate for all resources. Very useful for whether it be shore fish, forest puppers, or even just wood. Of course, he does need to get 10 structures built out, but that's something that's not too hard to get. Because right now, he's already has, what, 5? 4. The, House of Wisdom may not count toward the primary town center. Yeah, House of Wisdom doesn't count towards it. We do have the economic ring not being researched, which will have an access to reduce cost of economic buildings and housing by 25%. And over here, got the standard School of Cavalry. School of Cavalry does access stable, and all your stables produce units 20% faster, which is the most powerful thing. Is just is a free stable immediately advance to the next age, where you don't have to even spend time to cut the wood and then build the stable itself. 20% increased production rate for all your stables. It's a nice little benefit on top. So, we're probably going to see some early Royal Knights being put on the field and to harass his opponent. Speaking of which, let's talk about the unique units in Feudal Age. The Early Knight, or not Early Knight, the Royal Knight is a Heavy Knight variant with a bit of extra capabilities as well as upgradability, which should be very effective versus raiding villagers, while the Abbasid Dynasty player does have access to the Camel Archer, which combined with Spearman could be a good way to counter the Royal Knight. However, usually French players also mix in archers with his force, so it's probably a good idea to mix in his own horsemen as well. Or archers. One of two. Abbasid players tend to go for heavy archers because composite bowman is a very powerful upgrade. You will very, very likely go for military wing into Castle Age. Gonna go for Snack Town Center here. He will likely lose a villager there. Does get the charge attack there. Doesn't get any follow-up swipe. Now pulling out this town center here. Bit more of a reserve position. He does not get a charge attack there, so take additional hits to take out that villager. And now there's a charge attack. Does get some damage there, doing a good job at slowing down this town center production. And that's one reason why a lot of Abbasid players tend to go for the military wing first to get that small little defense force, because that small little defense force of 2 spearmen is able to stop this entire harassment he's fighting right now. When villager does go down, the town's arrows have slowly whittled down the knight. He does pull it back in time, 5 health remaining. So probably a good idea just to send it back home into the town center and wait till you get Chivalry researched to get the health regen. At this point in time, it is actually possible for that scout to actually kill off the Royal Knight. He just needs 5 hits. And he can probably take 5 hits as well. Let's see, attack speed of the scout is 2, so take 10 seconds to kill him off, while this Royal Knight has attack speed of 1.5. So it's about 14 damage per second. Times across the 10 seconds. Actually, no, he may not be able to get the kill off in time. The attack speed may be a bit too slow. As this will take about 10 seconds to kill him, and it will probably take less than 10 seconds for the Royal Knight to finish him off, especially if he gets the charge attack. Now I do have a barracks here, very nice. He does kill off one villager. The French player has obtained the stones, and now going for the forest puppers. Now we got the wood axe being researched as well as the stable. The Scroll of Cavalry may not be in a great position. Because you tend to want to build it in a position where you can eventually get a future keep. I suppose it costs up a gold, delete the mining camp, and then you can put the keep right here. Ugh. And there's Golden Age Tier 1, severely delayed thanks to the harassment that was here. But now these villagers can collect the wood in a nice safe location, as well as the berries. So that harassment was very good. Not only did it delay the town center, it also delayed all those villagers from collecting resources. Now it's going for the spearmen, not going for the hardened spearmen research just yet. And right now, 3 Royal Knights on the field, and he's going for Chivalry. I still say that Royal Knight should just be back at home until Chivalry's research. Its chance of him doing anything important is very, very unlikely. And Royal Knights are expensive, they're 240. We do got this outpost here. There's 6 villagers, so he's unable to get them all garrisoned, so we will draw the short straw and do now have additional town center for the Abbasid player.
جيدة جيدة.
الميليشيا.
أجل. مرحبا.
لدي مهمة.
أوكست.
We do now have additional archer range being pulled on the field, getting a mill next to these berries. There's a lot of berries right there, and more berries down here, so he does have access to a good amount of good source of food.
جاهزة للعمل.
This map is filled with food in the form of fishing, berries. Though some of these berries bushes are not that great and they're pretty far out. But there's a good amount of resource for food on this map for both players to utilize. He does have another gold deposit here, and the backline stone deposit as well as this front one. So there's a good amount of golden stone with an orange as sphere of influence at the moment. For the French, Orestone has a large gold deposit over here. The natural gold mines here. A little bit farther out. So it looks like the French player has some more safe deposits back farther. There's another similar deposit over here, a little bit more contestable. But this area could be secured up by a single keep. To let him keep his lands.
Equites. In avant. C'est good one demande. Si, comprendo.
We do not have the spearmen now pushing way forward. We got the scout here as well. Spawning all these forces there. There's some French archers in the region. Let's find these villagers there, so a good number of kills will come forward. Now, even out the villager count at the moment. Now the French is slightly ahead, though the absent player will pull ahead and return with the additional town center. And fresh foodstuffs also makes these villagers cheaper, so the cost is also less. You have these villagers now very exposed. They can receive some fire. Spearman pushing way forward as well. Now these Royal Knights do find opportunity to engage on in. Some of these 1-2 villagers do go down as well. The Royal Knights do have Pierce Armor now in the way, which help them resist the Town Center arrows. Right now the Town Center arrows are just doing 6 damage each, and this will reduce their damage they deal by 50% to those Royal Knights. We have a Camel Archer here, which will be very useful to help engaging these Royal Knights. Battery round now pushing its way, being pulled on the field, designed to break through the opponent's front line. Got now a failing Spearman research as well.
استعدوا جميعا.
These villagers may need to fall back. He's collecting up a lot of wood here. He does have a handful of units on villagers on gold and has plenty of food. He may be on the age up, but French players trying to end this sooner rather than later. Going for 3 battering rams. They're really on to push this way forward. The archers will provide quite a bit of cover fire. The Royal Knights can hit the primary threat, at least to other units. And the villagers are going to have to be forced to go forward to torch down these battering rams. The spearmen and villagers will get hit by the archers, and the Royal Knights will just provide a constant threat as well. So it looks like going to be a deadly assault by the French. French right now, both players have similar army size, but the quality is much higher for the French. Batteries now pushing this way forward. They will outpost this course spot into the shrubbery. We'll find some villagers over here. And some of these villagers will go down. We do have textiles research there, so the villagers can take an extra hit. Archer's not far away, trying to hit some of these spearmen. Does take some damage there. Phalanx just got completed. Some of the Royal Knights do get spear brace there, but more of those spearmen are going down. This town center is being battered down with no opposition. Camel Archer received a bit of fire there. Camel Archers have no apparent pierce armor. Needs to make sure to focus on that Camel Archer. Let's get out there. Now the Royal Knight's trying to engage the Spearmen. Archer's trying to engage Archer. More Spearmen push away forward. Orange has lost a good number of Spearmen there. Does get a Spear Brace there. Good number of French Archers are down. More Spearmen being pulled on the field.
Nintendo.
We do know how the Royal Knights push forward. Does get some good health regen there from the Chivalry, but some of them do go down. The villager count's still quite even. Those now trying to push forward, trying to torch down these battering rams. Got the French archers push way forward. Absolutely is able to force back these battering rams. A number of their Royal Knights are damaged, so Chivalry maybe need to hold back for a moment to get Chivalry healing them up. And now do got the Royal Institute being researched as well. The Abbasid player can't go to the next stage. He had a good amount of resource reserve, but he's forced to spend it. With the Royal Institute now being deployed on the field, he may need to eye for maybe a siege workshop. Some mangonels would be incredibly effective right now. Yeah, he really should perhaps eye for some mangonels. It will annihilate one's force, and as well as provide some good damage for his buildings. Now these barriers trying to be claimed up as well. And these berries being claimed as well, so the orange player still has some berries you can utilize. So there's still some of them unaccessible. We got now the veteran Royal Knight. The Royal Institute course allows them access to additional technologies earlier and cheaper. I'm trying to figure out where he actually built it. There it is. Is also faster as well? Yep, cheaper and fast. Just cheaper, not faster. Military wing being blown on the field, those camel riders will be very useful in the situation. Against opponent's current composition, masked camel riders can be very effective, since they'll be a hard counter to the Royal Knights as well as able to hit the archers. So they don't have any inherent pierce armor, they can still take. They can at least do hits. They won't be receiving any bonus damage from them, as well as able to do some good damage in return. Muzzle bows, of course, will be very useful. Spearmen trying to charge their way forward. Veterans trying to break through these palisade walls, and they will go through them. Royal Knights charging way forward. Does receive some spear braces there. Also receive some hits. Veteran Archer research, no additional pierce damage, that's still in the build queue. Lawrence having trouble pulling the front line as Archer's trying to fight. He does not have extra military wing. Now brings the villagers to torch down the battering rams. Royal Knights have been dancing around quite a bit. The battering rams getting their way, but some are connected with these archers. Spearmen haven't been a good job of being focused on by blue. The battering rams trying to be torched down. It does not have as many villagers as opponent, and now a good chunk of them are just going to die right there. Or it's also sniff number of villagers. And it's still a large number of Royal Knights here, and they're able to get some good damage there onto the town center. They do have a lot of 5 pierce armor. The town center arrows doing 7 damage, so they do 2 damage per arrow. Now they're charging forward as well, able to charge right into those villagers. New age has begun. He had the previous Golden Age activated for a brief moment. And his additional towns of his go down, trying to build out another one back here. Some of these villagers up here are going down. He's down half the villages compared to the French. He had just no counter to these battering rams. That's supposed to be 3-2 Camel Riders, so it's going to be very useful. He doesn't have any staples out at the moment. These villagers now being hit a little bit. Spearman charging forward does take out some of the Royal Knights. Camel Riders push way forward. Veteran engaging the town center. Archers gauging away. And Orange decided to black out the game now. Is Anagrade saying, "Thank you for watching," and on to the next play. Check one thing. There we go. That's all the replies I can get from this player. So let's go on to next. Last online 9 hours ago, so that should be fine. I remember casting some replays from other players, so we have to make sure not to select the same replay. We could do that one. Regions custom. It's not a modded replay, so that's fine. Ottoman versus English. Started. Starting to see the Rumble comments. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another HPower's 4 replays. Well, on the north side as the Red Ottomans, we have 3D Antotand. I probably butchered that, like I do with all names. Spawn on the south side as the Blue English. We have Rakid here. Let's see now. English versus Ottomans. Ottomans, of course, for their economic benefits, they, rather than taking time to refine resources into military units, they just get them for free. They additionally have a Vizier to get them extra mining speed, as well as a sheeple. The English are all about based around farms. They get cheaper farms, and collected faster by the mill, and it combos very well with their more man-at-arms focused composition. Speaking of which, let's talk about their feudal age units, or should I say Dark Age first. Of course, the English have access to the Vanguard man-at-arms, which is not going to be pulled out this game. You can also get the feudal age early man-at-arms as well, one of the hardest units to deal with the entire game. The Ottomans do have a unit that can hit them somewhat good, the Sipahi. It'd be a bit more expensive, and can easily be countered by a handful of spearmen mixed in along with the man-at-arms. Still useful nonetheless. The English, of course, have access to longbowmen. A archer does have +2 range and +1 damage. Twin minaretes being pulled down the field, as well as the council hall. So likely we'll see a composition of Sipahi, archers, and I'm guessing the English has a lot of compositions. Longbow definitely, but probably a mix of spearmen, man-at-arms as well. Honestly, just going for full man-at-arms rather than, and no spearmen still work just as fine. Twin minaretes spawns out berry bushes there that collect 50% faster. It's enough to support 4 villagers for the food collection, so that is a solid base of food income in that you don't have to worry about venturing out on the map to. The English council hall is archer range that works 100% faster, so it's basically 2 archer ranges for free, which is pretty good. That saves you 300 wood, and you get it instantaneously. We got now the walls going on up. military school being built as well, so it's going to get us free units. He's probably going to build a blacksmith here. Only have a couple villages that are on stone, just purely meant for the military schools. Could do this as well. People prefer that one up for at least in the early game. First Sipahi now employed on the field. We've got 2 Sipahi on the field. Going for a barracks now. Needs to get out some spearmen. Does have a longbow here. Did not take time to bid on palings. That could have been an issue. That may be an issue there, not going for palings. Because the chance of him fighting Sipahi in feudal age is severely likely when fighting the Ottomans. Does use the fortitude ability, or had the fortitude ability activated there.
Yola gidelim. Buyruk yolun yoruk.
Outpost now being built. And first Vizier is now available. Longbow does get some arrows there. There are some palings there. Maybe they were already there beforehand. I don't remember seeing them though. Let's go for 2 free imams, which does give him 2 free heals here that are getting improved to have an AoE heal effect.
Eşit. Buyruk senin. İtaat et cevval.
You now have some archers being deployed down the field.
Eşitin bitik. Buyruk verin.
2 Sipahi, 3 Sipahi in this region. Does have a handful of spearmen. The longbowmen will, of course, hit punch harder than normal archers with their 6 hands rather than 5. The Sipahi only have 2 pierce armor at the moment. Do have now wheelbarrow being researched, and the Ottoman player will probably go for blacksmith. Yes, has blacksmith. Probably should add the pierce armor relatively soon as well. Going for the free Sipahi. Does have 1 free spearman being pulled out as well. I'm a bit curious about what the production speed of Sipahi right now. Oh, next up is the Meter. It's going to be built out in 1:45. Good damage there by the longbows.
Çiteri. Siz. Küdezgiri kalın. Bilgi. Tam olur. Buyruk senin.
Scout in this region. Good number of Sipahi in this region as well. And this map, I probably should mention this map as well. It is a custom map in which it is symmetrical, roughly. It's not really randomly generated, procedurally generated, but I think there is a slight amount of randomness to it. Not as much though. This map has 3 gold deposits in the center as well as 2 stone deposits. You have 2 sort of safe gold deposits, small ones, but then you're going to have to heavily be aggressive towards the center as well. So this map does favor defensive landmarks, which the English does have access to them, the White Tower and the Berkshire Palace. So we probably will see both, potentially pull in the middle or defensively one of them,
Siz.
and aggressive the other. The Ottomans have a very strong feudal age, the Sipahi.
Buyruk senin.
Currently, right now, he is getting a good number of archers out to engage, spearmen to engage the Sipahi.
Mansa.
Doggo getting some bites here. Blue Scout doing a good job of scouting around. We got now the forest puppers being knocked around, scared. Does have 6 villagers in this region, not enough for all the outposts. Does get a good number of them garrisoned there. And Sipahi does get warded away. He probably should keep a couple of spearmen in this region. Scout still there. I think it's just repositioned these units. Still has the Meters. The Meters are an interesting item at this moment in time. He's not really been using it. Maybe a better idea to go for the Anatolian Hills for the mining benefits as well as the extra sheeple. A Vizier is now available.
Çitelim.
And it goes to additional military school.
Eşitin gücü.
Tabahi advancing on forward. We got these good number of longbowmen here. 22 longbowmen. They do have +1 pierce damage. Over here, we do see the +1 pierce armor. So those still take 4 damage per arrow.
Arayın. Ben
22 of them. 22 times 4. That is 88. So it looks like after 2 volleys, the Tabahi will go down.
Çitelim.
So there's probably enough longbowmen here to engage Tabahi. Maybe not. Oh, now we got the rare Istanbul Imperial Palace going on. Interesting. This one I definitely need to cover. Doubles the Imperial Council experience around the landmark and increases the number of Vizier limit, point limit by +2. Which I think you can get all the Vizier if you go to Istanbul Imperial Palace. It's as far as I can tell, it's a pretty weak landmark. The hidden Imperial Armory just giving you free siege units is very good. But this will allow him to max out his Vizier. He's going to really eye for the Vizier early. He could be eyeing for the Advanced Academy sooner rather than later to get out the Janissaries and Lancers, among other things. The radius of it is that. I'm not so sure if that's great, but the exact parameters for the Viziers run up to 5 Vizier points. Okay, so you can get up to 7 rather than 5. There's 9 selectable, so you can pick 2 and not get it. Likely the trade bag, since there's no traders on this entire map, so that also makes it so that the other landmarks actually get more useful. And we'll probably go for siege crews, even though it is quite good. Combined increased attack speed for your siege units, along with the increased attack speed for the Meter, so you can get plus 40% attack speed for your Mangonels. Or make your counterweight trebuchets fire as quickly as traction trebuchets. But those two are probably the least used too. And as I mentioned before, in the more precise, experience gained by training units and advancing the next age, the higher cost of the action, the more experience is earned. So, you need to make sure to build this production around here. That may be out of range. Yeah, it looks like this military school is out of range. Not the archery range? No. Not the archery range either. Well, either way, that's basically a brief synopsis of the Hero Academy. Do you have the King's Palace going on up? Got Palisade walls trying to be flooded by red behind Blue's Palisade walls. He probably does not know about. We do got an outpost here as well. He does have a handful of man-arms here as well, so got castles for both players. He's going to need to get out the increased man-arms research. Man-arms in this situation would be incredibly good. Except for the ironclad research as well. That archer will go down shortly. Does cancel those palisade walls there, going for his own set of palisade walls. Very nice. Veteran longbow research. And I do hear relics being picked up by red. Thanks to those early EMs he did get, he can quickly pick up these relics. And he does go ahead and pick them up and drop them off here because of the fact he doesn't have any place to actually drop them off just yet. Imam does spot this relic here. I wonder where he's going. He may not have actually spotted this one earlier. He may be eyeing for the Sacred Site.
Bana bir emir eyle.
Red has a sizable force here. He's going for the man-at-arms research. Go with Siege Workshop as well. He probably has assumed that he's going to be fighting against the hidden Imperial Armory, which is simply not the case. So we may see a preemptive Spring Gold, which would be a bad prediction in this case. Armor clad now being researched.
Arzun nedir?
People just go down. I'm not sure how on earth they got there. Those now picking up this relic. He could have tried to go conversion on those villagers. Red's now facing forward. Longbowman gains some good damage there. It's a nice little choke point for Blue. But that can also be inverted on
Sipahi
blue.
avamiri.
Sipahi will go down,
Ateş ederler. Hem de bize.
or maybe not. Took a lot of damage though. Morlock's picked on up. Red is picked up. This relic there needs to get there, so we'll have 3 relics secured. This one can easily be secured up by red as well. We'll likely only get the 1. 2 meter on the field. Actually, it's technically meter 180.
Sua they head. Tidwin left. Dead.
Sipahi advancing forward. There's good enough spearmen here.
İşim
Just
sırası.
with a network cast there, turn over on the longbows.
Beni takip edin.
Sipahi won't be able to last all too long. They do have increased attack speed though.
Emir eyleyin.
Both meter have gone down, so there goes attack speed. Man-at-arms currently have 7 pierce armor. These archers do have only 8 damage, so they do 1 damage each versus the man-at-arms. There's a possibility he gets additional pierce damage at the moment. You can do 2, but of course that can be countered by more pierce armor. Sipahi do get some good damage there on those longbows. They're of course much heavier than horsemen.
Başım üstüne.
Now he's going to focus down these crossbows as well as longbows. Now the man-at-arms are making their way forward. We get the combat spirit down to engage. And now eyeing to torch down the spring gold emplacement. A good number of these man-at-arms are quite wounded. He does have a monk on the field. For healing purposes, he could get. Last relic has been picked up by red. No, it's been picked up by blue. So I was mistaken that relic would not be captured by red. Fortify outpost will go down. He did get a spring gold here, and his prediction about the mid-hidden Imperial Armory was, of course, I mentioned beforehand, incorrect. It's also a safe guess as well, just not 100% chance guess. Some of his longbones starting going down. Sipahi being forced him back. That one will stay alive. He does have some imams on the field for healing purposes.
Atım zinledim de hareket eyle. Harekete intikal eyle. İcra et. Kerendey hesta.
Let's get it damage there. We've got some Janissaries on the field. Janissaries do have good attack speed. Very short range, even among hand cannoniers. They may have trouble versus higher pierce armored units. They have high attack speed but lower base damage. They still can do decently well. And there's a lot of force here, including a good number of crossbows as well as 9 of those man-at-arms. These Sipahi are slowly being picked apart. Longbow is still able to get some good damage there. He almost should focus on the crossbows, not the Janissaries. We have some nice enough on field, so mixing some spearmen along with this man-at-arms wouldn't be half bad. Longbow is still very useful. You should actually eye the crossbows rather than the Janissaries. Janissaries right now do 6 damage, or 16 damage, which will be cut in half by the potential up to 8 pierce armor by the man-at-arms, so they do 8 damage every 1.5 attack speed, so it's about 6 damage per second versus man-at-arms, while the crossbows, they do have a base attack of 23. That's fully maxed out. Of course, they have a slow attack speed, so imagine you get cuts in half. So that will basically do 11 damage per second versus man-at-arms, and plus they have more range. Crossbows are a bigger threat than Janissaries at this moment of time. Though, with the Janissaries out in the field, he can't deploy any horsemen to overrun that range force. So it looks like just eyeing for just longbows.
Pekala. Ne icra edilmesi lazım?
Do not have a key being pulled on the field. It is in front of the gold deposit there, so it looks like the Ottoman players are trying to secure up the gold. The English does have access to eventually to the enclosure research, getting a good basis of gold income with his farms. Both players on Castle Age as well.
This Shula Udure low.
Bu sipahi emrine zıtma.
Second site has now been decaptured. 3 metros here. We has plenty of replacements.
Good swinker, happy mate.
Yep.
Stoa is Ibu.
Nope. Remind me to ban that bot. You got now additional towns that are deployed out, being deployed out by the Ottoman players. English has been maintaining a good 2 towns that are income, but now the Ottoman player is eyeing for additional town centers to get his economy matching up with the English. The English player does have a good number of villager lead. Outposts now being deployed down the field. This will provide a network of castles there. These man-arms seem to damage there. Now they're sort of engaged. Focus on the metros is probably good. 2 of the metros appear to have gone down. 3rd one's being focused down as well. Last meter is not being focused down. Now last meter has been focused down there. Villagers are a little bit exposed there. The tower does get some arrows off. Right now, the longbows are getting overrun by the Sipahi. He's having trouble doing for the Sipahi. Got a good number of crossbows, arrows, makes some archers. Janissaries still alive as well. Now, maybe it's good. But if you focus on the Janissaries, mixing some horsemen now wouldn't be half bad. Those ones can always pull out some more Janissaries. So he decides to now catch up by the Ottoman player, so to back him off. Scout does go down there. Longbow trying to fall back. You may want to mix in, I suppose mixing some Mangonels won't be great because he's been losing a good number of longbowmen to the Sipahis. Don't think Mangonel will do much difference either. Mixing a couple of crossbows will occur to help deal with lancers, but nothing too significant. Crossbows are going down, longbowmen are now counter-attacking. And thing as well, Ottoman players rely on the military schools quite a bit, so it'll be harder for these forces to get replaced. It's now Bluestein eye for a 4 to keep now. More man-arms being funneled on in. They could use 1 more hack armor, but maybe some sort of division that will make it not as important. Let's make sure this keep does go on down. He may have spotted this red keep here. This keep still needs a bit more production. Couple lancers push way forward. Sipahi, this force is engaged. These lancers going to push on forward, uncontested hit these villagers. They will get the keep up, but it's going to lose a number of villagers. It does get inside to build the keep now. Some of the lancers are going to go down as well. Now it's going to try to claim up some gold, and it's out of range of these fortifications. So the English player is able to claim this gold. He still has his backline gold, with still a decent amount of gold right there. Exotic Dog will gain some bites. Blue has captured up this sacred site for his own purposes, which does give some good extra gold income. Right now, English has a larger force in the field, but the quality is very similar. There's a good amount of lancers on the field, as well as crossbows. Crossbows are, of course, 120, same cost as man-at-arms. Lancer's not trying to push his way forward. I wonder what Vizier he is so far deployed on field. He's got all the bottom line there. That's why our second line of palisade walls here. Man-at-arms trying to engage these lancers. Spearmen, of course, are better counter against lancers than man-at-arms. At least they can fight them. Some of these villagers may go down. Blue's behind the villagers, and will maintain being behind the villagers since he has just less villager queues there. Man-at-arms now walking the way forward, over on some of these villagers there. Engagements everywhere. Trebuchet now engaging these fortifications there, trying to go for a fortified outpost now. Lancers try to push on forward. Man-at-arms needs more of these forces here. Picked off by those crossbows. Man-at-arms are pursuing these Lancers. They do get some attacks there. Villagers could throw some arrows that aid them as well. And those of these man-at-arms will go ahead and get cleaned up by the crossbows. If one man-at-arms escapes on out, he could get siege engineers and become a bit of an infestation, which is very effective when I do it as Mongols, which I'm assuming is good for other civilizations. But I suppose with raid bounties, it can give you quite a bit of returns. Keeps now seeing a bit of fire there. Got an outpost going on up. Trying to torch down some more of these outposts. This one's up there, Spring Gold. Over here, got these crossbows advancing on forward as well. Reds, Spring Gold's advancing on forward. There's no Spring Gold emplacement on either of these outposts. There's Berkshire Castle within range of this keep. That's some of these villagers starting to get hit. There's also another Spring Gold placement there. He's got to keep. He started doing it. He has to protect these villagers. Some villagers being backed on off. He does have some spearmen advancing in forward. Hit those lancers. Okay, that's fine. Longbows engaging the softer forces there. He's forcing these lancers to stay and fight. He does not want to have this Berkshire Castle here. His spear influence would be significant. It has a 15 range rather than standard 8 range of the arrows. Spearmen are able to take out almost all those lancers. Now they're starting to hit these various other forces there. More spearmen advancing on forward as well. Longbows still firing away, and there's Berkshire Castle. These villagers does get inside as well. There's going to be a lot of arrows firing away from it. Each one of those extra arrows is 14 rather than 16 damage. And now he's even the Spring Gold's being focused down there. Spring Gold will go down. A lot of the trebuchets engage with impunity. The range won't reach out to these gold mining villagers. Another stone on his side of the map on the English side of the map has been stolen. Spearman advance forward. Does get some good spear braces there on the Lancers. Got these partially engaged. Does take out the Metro there. Even the trebuchet starting to get hit there as well from the Berkshire Castle. He does get a deep garrison. Those just being brought on out. Back. Crank up some wood. What's on the map? There's some good wood deposits and some forest puffers. Castle now getting repaired on up. Do now have the cavalry trebuchet receiving some damage. Berkshire Castle, being a landmark, takes wood to repair, not stone, so all expensive, also cheap. Market will be going on down. Okay, there's a market there. Right now, the forces are in favor of the Ottoman player in both quality and numbers. Spearmen advancing forward, going to get hits there onto these lancers. The longbow needs to focus on the various archer forces there, so keep the spearmen alive. Trebuchets do go down there, so the forces do go down. Lancers and man-arms now are engaging. Berkshire Castle now in range. Trebuchet's now trying to engage. I wonder if it has blast damage research. I don't think I've ever seen that being researched. Most people don't even get any of the siege weapon research. Supply do go down. Berkshire Castle's still firing away. The counterweight trebuchet is being repaired by the villagers. Longbow round engaging. Got a good number of crossbows and archers here hitting the longbows. More longbows being brought in. They are elite longbows. More man-at-arms from the field. The elite man-at-arms research is not coming on out. The Berkshire Castle may need to hit these other forces here. That's his big problem. They're still trying to hit the other stuff, so the extra arrows are now hitting the various ground forces there, but hitting this trebuchet is just not making any progress. He needs to hit these other forces there. Just clear this out, then the village can continue repairing on their own. Damage there. Now the Berkshire Castle has been degarrisoned or destroyed. Can still be repaired up with only using wood. 3 counterweight trebuchets here. The Ottoman force is actually demolished, and there's not a whole lot here. So the English force can overrun these trebuchets as it gets the Berkshire Castle repaired on up. Even though this gold has been claimed, this gold is still being claimed by the English. Not a lot of spearmen here, so these lances still get some good damage. Lances are going down. More trebuchet shots in the Berkshire Castle trying to be repaired on up. Longbowmen are getting some great damage, so they have 14 damage. They're able to overcome the Castle Age Lancer's armor quite easily. They're doing 8 damage per arrow, which is significant. Additionally, there's no bloodlines. The man of arms do have decent health while holding the front line as well. Saha, he has even less health. The longbowman blob is just pushing his way forward, getting some great damage. Lancers are just simply not strong enough to overcome all these longbows. Trebuchet's now trying to hit the mining camp, which does deny that golden come for the time being. Mangonel's Quandu does have elite man arms. Good damage there on the elite longbowmen. The quality of the English army right now is just very effective. The man arms, if they overrun the trebuchets, his other assets in the region can stay alive. Another mining camp was actually built, or has been built. Of course, these crossbows will still do some good damage there for some man arms, but of course they will still be very ineffective with longbows. Looks like the trebuchets have mostly gone down. The mining camp has been saved, so all trebuchets have gone down. And the Berkshire Castle is almost rebuilt. And with that rebuilt, now there's some fire support as well. And it feels like there's a lot of extra arrows coming forward. Am I crazy? Wait a second. That Berkshire Castle is firing much more arrows than it should. Yeah, it's firing. It has 20 extra arrows firing, even though it doesn't actually have a garrison. When it went down with the garrison side, it's keeping its extra arrows. This thing is... He may not be realized if he... How to put it? The English player is in a position where he's technically cheating with that extra effect in place. But that's a lot of extra damage coming out. That may be not intentional, and they may not realize it just yet, but that's a lot of extra arrows being fired out. He's trying to kill the Seagate, his own Imperial Age keep landmark. He does have 160 villagers in the field, too many. Which will allow him to access a keep. All keeps get increased area or increase traders and trader movement speed and armor, which is not that important. But he's using it as a special landmark to provide some influence in the center of the map. Which also only takes wood to repair up, which is good. Got a good number of farms over here as well. Thus, the Ottoman player is not really keeping his sprawl all that good, because both players are focused on the center of the map playing this gold. He's going to need to get out the Great Bombardment placement sooner rather than later. But yeah, this keep is bugged. It has all the additional arrows from the garrison that he had inside. And I believe there was like 10 villagers inside there, so I think he has 10 extra arrows. Which could make a difference. Great seeing him in place. Gate is seeing a bit of fire there. Its extra arrows right now doing 12 damage each. Does have bowling ball research. We have the bombard now pull on the field. It does outrange the Great Sea Gate's arrows. When he does stone there to get the Great Bombard in placement, he could get Tithe Barn out to get out some additional stone. He also actually has stone back here, an untapped supply. We also have now fortified outposts here for the network of castles. I wonder if he has a network of citadels. He does have a network of citadels. And the Sea Gate is receiving massive fire from these bombards. We got golden oil here. Got a good number of villagers to repair up the Great Sea Gate. He does have a good number of villagers just having problem with military production. Going for the Great Bombard in placement now. It looks like that will get interrupted. And the Ottoman player doesn't have a whole lot of resources in reserve. The English player has massive reserve of resources thanks to those farms. And that is the end of the replay. This is Antigrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. And before I get started with the next replay, I do need to use the restroom. Please give me a moment. Sorry about that. I am back. So, let's go ahead and find another replay. Let's see. Minutes. We can do this one here. Same players. We can do this one here. 29 minutes. Still the same players. Yeah, let's do it. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. As well on bottom right side as the red Delhi Sultanate, we have Antotond. On top left side as blue Chinese, we have Krakid here. Let's see now. The Chinese does have access to economic benefits. Chinese does have access to the Imperial Official. The Imperial Official does, of course, grant the supervised ability there to get increased drop-off as well as a bit of tax collection. Tax collection is useful for getting a bit of extra free gold, but the 20% resource drop-off is quite significant. Delhi Sultanate has access to free research, which will allow him to get out all this technology free, but given an extended amount of time. Which also means the Delhi Sultanate don't really have a timing attack when advancing to the next age. When it comes to feudal age unique units, Chinese of course has access to the Zunshnu, a good crossbow variant that does good damage versus low piece armor units. And the Deadly Sultan does have access to the Ghazi Raider, a heavier hitting horseman which attacks slower as well. It still costs the same amount as a regular horseman. Dome of Faith not being researched there, as small scholars get juice ahead at discount. And now do have the Imperial Academy going on up as well, which allows them to generate additional tax gold, as well as another spot to drop off tax income. Dome of Faith will be built out first. He does have, of course, the mosque on the field.
خرسندم هنگام راه روی
Arctic and Sun now being pulled out as well, which will put the Chinese player in the Song Dynasty, allow them to get out villagers faster at 15 seconds rather than 50 seconds. And it looks like he is going to disrupt these forest puppers as well, trying to split them up. Does it free them? We receive a bit of fire there from Braddock and the Sun as well. Flame Stone looks like it's eyeing for additional town centers. Why put it right in the middle of all those forest puppers? Ghazi Raiders now being employed on the field. He is eyeing for a good number of them. He has got a scholar inside of his stable as well. An additional house has been employed in the field.
فرمان برید مرا امر کنید
Multiple Ghazi Raiders deployed on field. No respect of gold. It looks like they're not going to be able to get any harassment. Regarding the Sun's region, he does have 8 villagers nearby as well, so they are thinking all against the Bardic of the Sun. And gold is in a good position as well, and there's additional town center. We're in the middle of those forest puppers. He is the Song Dynasty, so now he has access to the additional villagers.
گوش دهید
Ghazi Raiders are now pushing their way forward. There's a bit of fire there as well from the town center. He could try torching down the mining camp, but that's about it. Capturing up the sacred site now. Red's trying to capture the sacred sites now, which will net him a good amount of gold income. The scout won't be able to stop all this. This also puts the sacred site victory pressure early. He sees all these Ghazi Raiders, it may be a good idea for him to just go for some spearmen. After all, a bunch of punky sticks are always effective. He is actually lacking sheep there, unless a good number are bopped. A single horseman from the Chinese now pulling field. Trying to hit this scholar now. Ghazi Raiders trying to intercept. And this will give the Deadly Sultan an excellent amount of gold generation. Additional, each single site provides 125 gold, so this will give him additional 375 gold per minute. This is one of the additional economic benefits for the Deadly Sultanate. They don't get any direct benefits, just some capability to get additional free gold. Ghazi Raiders trying to find another advance. The Chinese now technically has like 2.5 town centers since the Song Dynasty. He will get some good hits there on the scout. The Chinese players are starting to pull out some spearmen as well. Takes out that scout there. Now sacred site's being decaptured. These guys just won't be able to stop this force. We got a couple horsemen up here as well. He does keep a horseman there to decapture the point. The spearman would be more than plenty to take on these Ghazi Raiders. Got these Ghazi Raiders now hitting these horsemen. Now moving back around to decapture the point. These horsemen should just give them wild goose chase. Spearman now heading up north. Now I do have some archers being pulled on the field as well. One single side has been decaptured, the central one. And blue is actually still decapturing this point here. No longer. The spearman now here. Red could win this fight, but it won't be a great fight to win. Does got another Ghazi Raider there. Horseman pulling back. Spearman gets some hits there. And of course, Colors can bring these guys to some scholars, get them healed on up. The second side still not decaptured. There's a lot of gold he's maintaining. Ghazi Raiders now hitting this spearman there. Spearman do get a kill there. I got some archers supplied by the Delhi Sultanate to hit these spearmen. Getting some good hits there. Some of these spearmen go down. Does save that sacred site there, which will save him quite a bit of gold income. Get a bit of damage there onto these villagers, on these archers before they fall back. Now I got the scholars healing up these forces as well as after the sacred site. Does have a marker down the field as well. As all sacred sites have been recaptured as well. Does get a bit of a raid there on the berries, but the village nearby will allow these villagers to stay alive. And the sixth site will not be decaptured there. Horsemen's falling back from the Ghazi Raiders.
فرمان شما
Looks like the rest of the forest puppers are about to be claimed. I don't think there's any of them left. Oh no, he's eyeing for the boar now. Probably a bit too many villagers for boar. It looks like some of them eyeing for the berries as well. Right now, the Chinese has nearly twice the amount of villagers than the Delhi Sultanate. Delhi Sultanate has quite a bit of gold stored up thanks to these sacred sites, providing excellent gold income. Ghazi Raiders could get some hits over here. These villagers will claim the boar. And now we've got the outpost will go on up. We will lose some of these villagers. He needs to send out the horsemen forward. We'll lose a handful of these villagers. Luckily, he has an expendable amount of villagers. Some of these villagers may get hit. Horsemen and spearmen advancing forward as well. Those going to back on off. A number of these Ghazi Raiders are starting to go down to these spearmen. There's a handful of archers here as well. Compound defender now being researched, which will get them a building for additional research. Oh no, wait, that allows them to build up infantry units can build stone wall, gates, and towers. Also reduce the cost of stone buildings in place by 20%. So you can get some pretty cheap keeps. In fact, the cost for keeps will be cheaper than town center, and you can also get a research so all of his keeps can act as town centers. So Red may want to eye for heavy stone income to get out additional keeps. Put a keep next to each one of these sacred sites. And the sacred site will be decaptured. Just leaving this one captured up in the moment. Delhi Sultan player does have 50 military units on the field, though 15 of them are the scholars. And Zalak Dago will go down. Veteran Ghazi Raider not being researched among everything because they're free. Just takes a very long time to research. Horsemen do find an opportunity there on these villagers, takes a good number of them out, and Deli Sultan can't be losing villagers like this. Astronomical clock tower being researched, or being built. And we'll find more of these berries here as well. Ooh, he's losing a good number of these villagers. Both players have killed off 4 villagers. Make that 5 now. So not only Blue has more villagers, he has now killed more villagers. And we'll find opportunity on some of these villagers over here as well. Try and go for a conversion here, does avoid it. Good little psych out there. Villagers now seeing a bit of fire there from these archers, so we've got a bit exposed villagers up here. He's not really obtained. Let's see, the boar still has 1,000 food left, so it's so worth it to get some more villagers over there. Got a snaky little wood camp up here as well. Very nice. It's unlikely Red will go up there anytime soon. Not sure that's a scout or a horseman that went down there. Spearman getting some good hits there on these horsemen. We have some lancers now being deployed down the field. And we've got some palace guards over on the scholar. It does have increased health. He would have immediately done a conversion. He could have. I don't think his palace guards were able to stop it. Barely avoids it. Scholar could have dropped his relic to be saved. And we've got his scholar buddy right next to him, so he can pick up the relic himself and try going conversion as well. Now we've got some granaries going on out, eyeing for some more additional food. These villagers not getting hit by the Ghazi Raiders, so more raiding happening. Oh, Zinchnu's not firing away. Got a mass Zinchnu spawn field. Let's take a those lancers. Zinchnu's right now have 7 damage per arrow. They will do 3 damage per arrow against the horsemen, or the Ghazi Raiders. And will annihilate these archers, no problem. Oh, thank you for the YouTube subscription. Whoever that was, I don't have a real good list for that. Spearman now engaging. We've got these archers fighting away. Zinchnu's are taking out all the archers there. Ghazi Raiders pushing forward, as well as the lancers and the scout. Good number of these Zinchnu's have gone down. It's more Spearman and Palace Guard. Palace Guard, the situation will probably be pretty good, helping withstand the veteran archer fire and hit the forces of the Ghazi Raiders. The Ghazi Raiders will do a bit of bonus damage in return, but they're more of a soft counter than a hard counter. Spearman now seeing a bit of fire there from these Zinchnu's. Pure Official does go down there. These villagers have trying to get more rice. Good number of blue villagers currently garrisoned somewhere. Some of those villagers will go down there. The rest are escaping inside the town center there. This is still firing away. Palace guards receive a bit of damage. No real hard counter other than lancers. All lancers being streamed on it and everywhere. The Chinese has a lot of defenses here, so it's big defenses. More of the Deli Sultan man-at-arms are going down. Right now, the Chinese player needs to mix in some crossbows. These villages are a little bit idle for the Chinese player as well. Lancers still moving around. We now have a forward keep being put up by the Deli Sultanate. He's eyeing for a bit of this wood. We're eyeing for the stone here as well. Forest puppers can still be claimed, though they're a bit scattered. The boar is being cleaned up, so is some of these berries as well. And now it's eyeing for a large number of granaries. course, the astronomical clock towers been pulling field, so you could eye for some clock tower counterweight trebuchets. More lances being pulling field, as well as archers. We have one cross in this mix and a Chinese archer, as well as a clock tower nest of bees. Clock tower nest of bees needs to focus on those archers. Rolls a pretty big miss there. And lancers are right now just not being properly countered at the moment. Lancers trying to push way forward with some man arms well. He's relying too much on the Zinch news. Imperial pressure does receive some hits there. But none of these lancers are actually severely wounded. So these lancers should go down shortly. I've got another keeping pulled out here. We got all 5 relics picked up by Red, which is very important. He has all 3 6 sites as well, so he has a lot of passive gold generation. Right now it's up to 1,000. Chinese player has still good number of villagers there, just has no military force in the field. I'm not sure what he's eyeing at the moment. I think the lack of crossbows he's not been deploying out has been a big issue. Alice got a crossbow would be a good composition. Granaries kind of going down. He does have other granaries over here. Has a good food source. Does have some gold up here as well he could obtain. He may want to take these villagers to obtain this gold source. There's no upgrade on this outpost, so this license could get some great damage. And now we've got some traders here. At least someone that has a trader on the field. Time for trade over here. Now those are military units. I'm not sure what that trader is doing. Lancers find those villagers there. Good number of them will go down. Palisade Gate does not get completed. Going to torch down there. This village has a couple villagers inside. They will go down. There's a lot of wood at the moment. Taking out some clock tower batting rams wouldn't hurt. This lance will slowly be cleaned on up. You should eye for this gold deposit up here, in my opinion. Couple lances down here as well. Got another keep in this region as well. The villager production for Delhi Summit will skyrocket with all these keeps for villager production. And some of these villagers are going on down.
حاضر فرمانان شوید.
باشد چه کار لازم بود؟
应该会比我更长寿。
Nothing good. Second side victory is 4 minutes.
هنگام فرمان.
Let's keep over here. That monastery is not important. Large amount of this wood has been claimed. There's no wood being collected up here. One got cleared up by those lancers. Right now he has 18 villages of wood. This wood deposit here. He has a lot of villagers on these farms there. Has a good amount of food and gold. Going for the Ardent Spearman research. Right now getting out some more Spearmen. And now I've got another keep being pulled up by Red. We've got a massive number of keeps just being pulled up by Red. This gold deposit being cleaned up. This one's not securable, but this one's still able to be collected.
بنا تمام بود.
Oh yeah, these keeps also access a drop-off point as well.
روز عمر بنده درازتر خواهد بود. بنا تمام بود.
Port Architects being reached by the Delhi Sultanate. Very nice. 3 minutes remaining.
کوششی خوب زمان.
We don't see any anti-castle siege weapon for the Chinese player. He needs to get out some clock tower counterweight trebuchets or some clock tower batting rams.
بنا تمام بود. زیباست.
Scout does fall back there. Now he knows about that keep. He also knows this wood line is very in range of it. Of course, he doesn't really have time to reposition them way up here. Racing can clean up this wood deposit as well. If you need to, he can always delete that Grenier there to get it replaced. You now have a tower elephant over here.
کوششی خوب زمان.
Blue does not have a lot of time. He needs an eye for... Okay, he's got some clock battery rams pulled on field. They're just regular battery ram, not clock tower battery rams, being mainly built up by siege engineers. So he has a good way to force his way forward over here. Red has a good force here to intercept. Red has 88 military units. Blue has 58. Cancels that, deletes those walls there because he needs to get these guys exfiltrated out as quickly as possible. He has one assault, and that's it. He has a good amount of resources stored up as well. He needs to pull out some more forces. Designed for a forward keep here as well. Does spot this batting spot this keep. So these villagers are going down. Got a good number of spearmen and scout here to spot as well. Got 4 nest of bees that can be annihilate this forest. And they all fire from the forest cover there. Annihilates a good number of the archers. Keep has been pulled out there. The villagers need to get inside the tower. Battery rams are getting attacked the second site there, which will cause the 6-site counter there. So these villagers are doing a good job forcing them down. The second site is now not being captured. These forces are getting annihilated by this range force. Very good. Archers are annihilating these archers there. Banners are now getting back on the same side there. Giving them 50 seconds. 50 seconds. These power elephants are considered ranged, not heavy. It's the other elephants there. 6 site not being captured anymore. This battery ram needs to just move there and put on a full ground stance. Elephants have gone down. These elephants are trying to go down as well. The clock tower recipes firing away gets a good damage here. They'll just be streaming on full trying to stop these battery rams. Yes, 1 battery ram remains. It's doing damage there. He's unable to deal with the villagers torching down these battery rams. This battery rams probably going to be the end of the game. The battery rams taking out a lot of use from these various ranged forces. The battery rams are probably not going to decapture in time. Villagers push way forward trying to get it. Stop there. He has to build another battery ram. He knows about it. Takes out all these villagers there. Very good. The clock tower nest of bees could be useful in the run trying to capture the point. Alscar is being intercepted here. He's losing a good number of villagers over here. Let's take out these ranged forces there. Clock tower nest of bees trying to get onto the sacred site. Both sides down the middle of the forest. I think there's some spring ball placements here as well. They can get some bonus damage versus these clock tower nest of bees. They don't have 20 pierce armor. Spring ball placements, so it's 42. Villagers trying to decapture the point there. And the single archer here is going to stop them. That's going to be game. 14 seconds remaining. He does get another battering ram now pulled on the field. He needs something to engage these other forces there. He has lost the majority of clock tower and SMPs. And yep, looks like blue last hurrah was not successful. And blue does back of the game now. This is Andgrade saying thank you for watching, and on to next replay. let's see if there's any more replays here. Let's see, that was this one, right? So let's go down. 8. Nope. 2v2's on some map, so probably not. In 2 minutes. I think I did that one. I think some of these replays I've actually done. So I'm going to find a notable replay I haven't listed yet. No, I think I did do that one. Definitely did not do that one. I did do that one. Don't think I did that one, so let's do it. Greetings everyone, and Grade here of another... Wait. Nope, I did do this one. I recognize the map. Sorry about that. Yep, I just head to another player. Come on, Alt Tab, there we go. Let's see, about 7 days ago. Nope. Let's see, about 3 days ago. "26 minutes, so let's do this one. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the north side as the Red Abbasid Dynasty, we're Murad. Spawn on the south side as the Blue Chinese, we have Divine, DFB. Let's see, economic benefits. Chinese, they do of course have the Imperial Official, increases the drop-off of resources by 20%. So he will get some extra food from the sheeple, as well as a bit of tax collection from the building itself. The Abbasid player does have one of the most powerful economic benefits, the Golden Age Tier 1, which will allow eventually 50% resource collection rate for all resources. Eventually, the Chinese do have a counterpart with the Song Dynasty to get additional, reduce the villager production time from 20 seconds to 15 seconds. Who do I favor in this matchup? Let's see. When it comes to feudal age, the Chinese have access to the Zun Shnu, which should be very effective in this matchup. The opponent doesn't have access to any heavy units in feudal age. So in feudal age, Chinese will probably do quite well. It all depends on a couple things of how well if the Chinese player is going for fast multiple town centers for Song Dynasty, and obviously the player is going to be more defensive. All depends. But when it comes to matchup, the Zun Shnu should be very effective in this age. The Abbasid Dynasty can pull out camel archers, are probably not going to be that useful, seeing his opponent's not really a cavalry civilization. Do now have the Bardic Sun being pulled out over here. The Chinese players collect up these forest puppers and the gold right there. So we'll have maintain a good sphere of influence. Don't see any of the stone being collected up. There's 2 stone piles over there. In fact, that's actually weird. So that stone's pretty far away from the Chinese players, so it's potential that could be denied. Red does spot those stone piles there. We've got both Bardic and Sun Imperial Academy being opponent field. This is maybe eyeing for additional town center play. And again, more of the damn spam bot. I forgot to ban that spam bot. Hate the spam bots. So, yep. Both factions have access to a lot of economic benefits. 20% drop off versus the 15 collection of all resources is comparable. In Castle Age, you get a bunch bit more unique units. The Gilam should be very effective Palace of course, very mobile.
ما هي الأوامر؟
您是
And now it looks like the Chinese player is eyeing for town center, so it looks like he is eyeing for additional town center. The Abbasid player is eyeing for additional town center, so both this is going to be a bit more of a passive game to start out the game with. Oh, what the heck? Abbasid player is also eyeing for trade.
أجل
Both.
مرحبا.
That is very unique. It's not a full distance there, so the trade is only 25 gold. Full distance from corner of the map to corner of the map is around 60.
أبقى أوامرك سيدي.
So we maybe he has actually gone for a trade wing early on as well. He has gotten the first one, which does give him 25 extra resource, drop with another resource. So right now he's getting about 30 resources. That's very interesting. Additional towns out here as well, which is also helping protect his trade. Not enough room for another trade right there. That's wood is in the way, so he's going to deploy out a lumber camp there to help clear that out.
يعجبني ذلك.
干得漂亮。
We got a second town center here, which, and with a Song Dynasty, he will have basically 2.5 town centers here. Versus 2 town centers and a trade post. Both sides have a similar villager production. And civilian worker production. Blue should pull out slightly faster, I would say. And it looks like they're keeping pace. Of course, traders are much more expensive. Wait, 40? Wait, does Abbasid get cheaper traders? Does their base cost 60-60, so that's basically equivalent to the silver tree, barring the increased productions tree, unless there's something unique about this map.
ما هي الأوامر؟
So the cheaper traders is interesting. Since both players designed for mass eco, so it's probably going to be a castle age fight. You now have got the military wing on the field. Military wing, of course, will get 2 free camel riders. The Gilam will be effective for his opponent's composition. Probably will see Palace Guard in return. Both sides probably should go crossbows as well. We got archer range and barracks here. Another village being pulled on the field.
秦王，
Blue is slightly pulling out the villager production.
防御剑道。
箭在一头，有麻烦了，司令。
أصبر.
Berries being cleaned on up, so is the trees. No additional age just yet for the Chinese player, though he's getting a large number of resources gathered on up. Let's see, grants plus 5 armor.
حسنا ما المطلوب؟
That's not going to be useful right now because trade is not being harassed. You now have an astronomical clock tower being put on the field, as well as a market. Let's see if it's a map thing that get those traders cheaper.
他喜欢。
Nope, it is actually an Abbasid thing, Sid thing. So it looks like they do get cheaper traders. Did not know that. So that's basically the Mongol silver tree, but for free.
العدو بالقرب من هنا.
与您命令一波。
Actually, that's even better than Mongol silver tree. The Mongol silver trees basically make it so their traders just cost 96 as opposed to just 80. Horseman does get some good kills there. Of course, now the 2 free camel riders as well as the horseman. Scalp can engage the scalp, but that's about it. Was there, if his Bureau official will go down, we got additional town center for the Chinese. There's going to be a lot of arrows firing out. Camels do not have any inherent armor, so they will take a lot of damage there. So they are pretty healthy. Do got some Chinese spearmen being put on the field as an astronomical clock tower. 2 camel riders do stay alive. Is going for mass lancer,
الطاعة شرف لي.
which are pretty generic heavy cav. So his opponent's going out for a spearman crossover, which will be a good counter to that.
أقسم بسيفي إنهم سيذبحون.
Astronomical clock tower, nest of bees will be okay, but not necessarily in this current versus this current composition. We have some players also going for some archers. Composite bows will be useful as well.
حان وقت العمل.
حان وقت التصرف. أعدوا أنفسكم للأوامر. تحركوا يا رجال.
We've now got multiple barracks and archer rangers being deployed out here, either for mass production. He sees these lancers there. He does have a decent force here. The Nest Bee is probably the least useful thing in this composition, surprisingly enough.
一座建造别致的建筑。
يطلقون علينا.
Zalakdog getting some bites here. We've got some archers here. They're only veteran archers, or not just regular archers, the veteran archer research on the way. More pierce damage being researched.
الفرسان يقفون مستعدين.
جهزوا أنفسكم. تحركوا في عجالة أيها الرماة. صوبوا نحو أحشائهم.
Villagers taking some hits here. He can look inside those towers for protection. Spearman do take out a camel. Does take out some of those villagers. Boar still has 800 food left. Composite bow and pierce damage being researched.
الآن يا رجال. نجحت عند كلمتي. سيروا.
Fortified outposts and outpost being pulled out in a very cinematic position by Red. You look on the map here, there's some good gold deposits in the center of the map to be claimed. Chinese players has this gold deposit over here, has lovely stone.
حان وقت التصرف. يتحتم علي أن أقودكم. أعيش لطاعة الأوامر. يا في الحال.
Nice to find these villagers there. Some of them will go down. In fact, maybe all of them will go down there. All goes down. Crossbows and spearmen in this region do have this keep now going on up for defensive purposes. Outposts or mills starting to slow going down. There's 40 tactical gold inside.
这是
Defensive
我
keep
努力
going
的
on
成绩。
up. And the Chinese player does have a good amount of stone collection coming on in. And these lancers will find these villagers. And these lancers will not actually take on these villagers right there. Some of these villagers are backing on off. He does have all three grenadiers now pull down the back line.
تم تنفيذ.
انتبهوا.
Back now pull down the field.
الطاعة شرف لي.
Crossbows and spearmen here, not being able to move forward. They take a bit of fire there. The lancers will quickly go on down. Over here, villagers have to pull out the outpost. They're trying to escape into keep now. Lockdown SB will be very useful versus these against these archers. They also got the Mangonel in this region. The hand cannoneer still only has 8 range, so the Mangonel does outrange the keep. Now, of course, a basic line of palisade walls over here. Who's not aiming for a keep here? It will likely get interrupted.
امتطوا السرور. لنركب أيها الفرسان.
Yep, now looks like these villagers are starting to get hit.
نحن نتعرض لقصف شديد.
I don't think this keep will be built in
أيها
time.
الفرسان. امتطوا السروج.
Pulls back his villagers now. One does get impaled. Gets a good damage there. Lancers do receive quite a bit of damage. One does remain. Keep now receives a force there, and now this keep has been built as well. Red needs to keep this gold secure away from his opponent. His opponent, Chinese, does have access to a bit of gold down here. Now sending some villagers back to finish this keep. You know, Mangonels, archers, some Guilons, horsemen, and one lancer. Mangonel does find hit on these villagers. Villagers starting to go down. Multiple swing balls push forward. Massive clock tower doesn't be hit there on those archers. And there's too many crossbows now. There's not a lot of head remaining. There's some Gilams though. Mass number of villagers trying to finish up this keep. Good hit there on those archers. The villagers will get this keep filled, but we'll lose a large number of them. Spring Gulls push way forward when the clock turn SP does see a bit of fire there. And now the keep is filled, getting some good damage from the retreating forces. He's a crossover there onto those Spring Gulls, pulling out great. He's a fall back to his crossbows, both from outpost and force of stone. Clock tower and Nessa Bees push way forward. Some of these villagers will start going down. Find some good quality there on those archers there. Then overrun this damage clock tower Nessa Bees. Palace Guards not pushing way forward. Gilam should win versus Palace Guards, but Palace Guards do have less hack armor, so the extra damage to Gilam will be very important. Trebuchets now hitting this keep here. They are clock tower counterweight trebuchets. Another Spring Gull being plotted here. He needs 3 Spring Gulls overwhelm 1 clock tower Nessa B. Guys have the Spring Gull pistol here and going from 1 oil as well. Force advanced support will find this keep as well. Also got some of these villagers there. Red now has a slight villager advantage. Blue so has a significant number of villagers on the field. Economically not being researched as Iron goes next age. We have next age for the Chinese player. He's gone for the Spirit Wave, allowing his Dynasty units as they start dying, gives them nearby health regen and attacks with nearby units. I haven't seen it right there. Spirit Wave should be that. Do not also ancient techniques being researched. Keep now seeing quite a bit of damage there. This keep is also seeing quite a bit of damage. No village to repair it up, while the Avacid keep is seeing a bit of damage. Economic Wink is almost complete. Now got the Imperial Palace. We'll put him in the Ming Dynasty, which will allow him to get out the Grenadiers. Would Grenadiers be useful in this situation? Archers, probably versus the composite bow archers, maybe not. I don't really know when Grenadiers will be useful. So we just go with Mass Spearmen, probably? Or Mass Man Arms may be useful. Does pick off that 1 Spring Gull there, the rest of these forces falling on back. Palace Guard not trying to engage these horsemen. There's also only crossbows here. The Chinese keep's not being repaired on up. Or not, now he's at the Yuan Dynasty, not the Ming Dynasty. Keep some damage there, more Gilams in the mix. You'll see more now. Fire Lancers, if these Fire Lancers being put on the field, is a good Octane SFB's hits there. Chinese keep does stay alive, but barely. Large number of villagers trying to repair it up. Force Fire Lancers now charging way forward, trying to overrun these archers. Fire Lancers do not do bonus aim versus range, but do have a good amount of bonus aim versus siege. They're also charge attack, also pretty good regardless. Palace Guard charging way forward as well. He can go to the battle hard and get them increased health. Got some can use on field. They do not have the power techniques to research. That will increase the range by 1.5 in the 5.5 range, which also makes it so they outrange archers. Does have a keep there, and that keep was fully destroyed, so that's a large amount of stone now destroyed. Horsemen have gone down. Fire Lancers charging right forward. Archers trying to push them forward as well. Elite Fire Lancers do have 2 inherent pierce armor, not as much as the regular horsemen, but still a very good amount. They'll just fall on back. Barracks now seeing some fire there. There's some church back there. Fire Lance is getting some hits on these villagers. Blue has 140. Red has 127. It has a very good number of traders on the field. I can see that for sure. I think there's probably around 30, I'm guessing, based on the mini-map. Fire Lance is pushing way forward. We got more horsemen. Fire Lance is falling back. We've got the clock tower and SCPs firing away as well. Has a good range force here. Looks like he has 38 traders. Right now he has wood toggle as a secondary resource. Lockdown this week gets a good call there. More of the elite archers being put on the field. At this one time, Mage needs some archers. More horsemen on the field. They're able to find a good flank onto some of these crossbow cannoneers, but they're just simply in 2 small numbers there. Trebuchet is now hitting the primary town center. Fire Lancers do have bonus siege damage, or torch damage. They have 34 torch damage as compared to, say, a, can't see anything else compared to. Spearmen, 20. More horsemen deployed the field, taking picked up one at a time. These trebuchets need to start hitting some of these landmarks. You only have to take out 2 landmarks. So the house was and looks like Red does back of the game now. This is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. And before I get started on the next replay, I do need a quick restroom break. Give me 1 moment. Sorry about that. I'm back. Oh yeah, and also need to go to kick and ban those bots. Oh. I just do a commit. And using there we go. Block terms. Thought that would prevent the message, but just puts asterisks on them. So now it looks like rather than followers, it looks something much worse. Let's see if I can worry about that later, but it's sort of funny how on Kick, since I made that as a block term, I thought that would make it so it just won't post entirely, but nope, just puts asterisks there, and guess what else has the same amount of letters and sorts of ERS. So now, it looks pretty racist. Let's see now. $57, 22. So we could potentially do that one. 20. 23, that's possible. Ah, here we go. 34, much better. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the left side as the magenta English with Divine, DFB. Spawn on the top right side as the orange French, we have a foreign name. Let's talk about economic advantages. The French don't really get any economic advantages until Castle Age. They get free melee blacksmith technologies, and they also get a cost reduction for their units around castles. The English, however, has some powerful farming bonuses. Their farms are half price, the farms can collect faster, and seem to have more man-at-arms focused army, that is an incredibly powerful benefit. When it comes to unique units, the French or the English have access to the man-at-arms, which is one of the hardest units to deal with in feudal age, as well as the longbowmen to support them. So it'll be a mix of archer, man-at-arms, and spearmen should be very effective versus the French composition. The French, of course, have access to Royal Knight, and generally gets comboed with archers, so a nice mix of Royal Knight and Archer will likely be deployed on the field. You now have the School of Cavalry now being deployed out in the field. Okay, there's a council hall there. I first thought it was the Abbey of Kings. He also collected quite a bit of wood there, probably trying to get out barracks as well. Speaking of which, let's go and do this. Maybe now I can finally remember to do that for you all. Mills and point field, iron for the wheelbarrow. We do now the first early knight or royal knight being deployed on now. The English player is eyeing for a good amount of stone there, so he's eyeing for additional town center. He is not eyeing to be aggressive. Stone is rapidly being claimed here. First royal knight now pulled on the field before the English player got to the next age. He should have enough now for... Nope, now just needs a bit of wood in order to get out the town center now. Council hall now built. Has 16 villagers there on the wood. Good boy. Next to these forest puppers there to get out some extra food. Royal Knight charging way forward. Just needs to get 2 hits and he'll get some good damage there. English archers do fire a good volley there on that Royal Knight. Not archers, but villagers do have a 5 damage bow against 3 pierce armor. Those do 2 damage each. They're just in very good large numbers. Their attack speed is 4, but they're villagers. They're not meant to be fighting. Now there's an additional town center there. He deleted out the stone mine there. Scout, move. There we go. So he's deploying the scout this town center not near the forest puppets there. Royal Scout does not stop the charge there. So just get a nice little volley there. That's going for chivalry and hunter survival techniques. This is the only Royal Knight on the field, and looks like the French players eyeing for additional town center as well. Will be eyeing to deploy it next to these forest puppers, and could eventually get the boar over here as well. Even taking time to to take off some of these forest puppets as well, so it looks like a mass eco for both sides. The Royal Knight's still quite wounded, so chivalry is needed before he can go on in anywhere. But and it looks like the amount of the English players eyeing for a third town center. It looks like does get a mill out here that gets the farms going. Those farms will buy them some good amount of food. And there's enough stone there. Eyeing for additional town center somewhere. There are on this gold deposits. He's putting town center next to gold and stone. Going out for a good mill right there, and have 2 town centers for garrison space as well. So he does have some safe harbor. He can put out the next mill and farm over here as well. In between the 3 town centers, he is doing that with this one. I was thinking it's going to be right there. But either way, now we got a barracks split on field. Not researching anything just yet. So I can go with the White Tower right around here, I'm assuming. Probably not the Palace of Kings. Got multiple Royal Knights on field. Does get a good charge attack there. Does not have textiles researched. May have to go for textiles there. Does lose a villager there. The 1-2 swipe was successful, but he may lose this Royal Knight. Royal Knight almost went down. It's going to need to fall back, get Chivalry to heal him up. There's plenty of gold here for the next age as well. There may not be a whole space here for another mill. Only a partial mill. You can pull it right there. Probably get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. I don't know. Royal Knight's pushing way forward. There's 10 villagers there. He's not paying attention. Oh, he does lose a villager there. How's the French player's going for Pierce Armor? Get more health on his Royal Knights. You can go for Pierce Damage to counteract that. No spear in this region, so maybe both those Royal Knights do go down. He did lose a couple villagers there. So far, the English player's lost 4. And somehow the French has more villagers at the moment? How? I guess the English player is not maintaining enough food to actually build villagers. He's going to need to get out some more mills and farms, because right now the English has less villagers, even though he has additional town center. Even with +4, he'll still be behind. Oh, the French can deploy villagers faster? I did not realize that. That's how. Another line of walls going up, just trying to help secure the flank. He does spot these Royal Knights there. These villagers are evacuating the free line there. Does get some charge attack there. Does have textiles research. And we'll get these villagers garrisoned right there. Seeing a lot of arrow fire. There's been an arrow fire there. He needs to get out some more spearmen. There's simply just not enough spearmen. And that villager does go down. We do have a spearman over here. Good damage there onto these Royal Knights. These Royal Knights now charging way forward, getting a bit of damage onto these villagers. Good amount of arrow fire coming onto these Royal Knights. Let's force them back now. We just need some more spearmen, honestly. We're going to get out another barracks. He's going for multiple barracks now. Very good. The French player has not deployed on any additional archers at the moment. Royal Institute now being reached by the French, going for that. And then probably going for Royal Bloodlines is probably going to be very powerful. Does get a bit of damage there. We do now have a mill not being properly placed. Does get cancelled there. He's getting a walls over here to help secure up the flanks. Spear now engaging, but getting the run around there. There's a castaway. She could just fall back, get a bit of Chivalry health regen and some research. We now got the veteran Royal Knight push way forward. That's got one of the Royal Knights. Very good. Now it's going to probably continue building up those palisade walls. Need to get some palisade walls down here. And right now the French still has more villager production, more villagers on the field. Actually has some traders. So he's taking time not only to age up, but also get a lot more traders. The English player is actually low on food. Spear now engaging. The veteran Royal Knights do not have Royal Bloodlines just yet. Once they get Royal Bloodlines in the field, these hardened spearmen will probably actually lose on 1v. Will lose horribly versus these knights. His spearmen is just simply not good enough numbers at the moment.
Each bouquet that.
And looks like there is a breach there. One of the villagers do go down. Even right now, the English player is just having trouble with the village production. He does not have this town center queued up as well. That may be an issue. Whatever he's using to queue up more villagers, he's not doing it for this town center. Okay, there we go. Got them all queued up now. We're going to get some good hits there on these knights. These knights can just fall back and get healed up by Chivalry. These knights do need a bit of health as well. Go for canted saddles now. He definitely does need the white tower.
Quand je commande, avant. Retrayez vos amours. Incontinent.
Remen, Garu.
Yes, questo ha.
Garwigan Asetta.
Certes.
The number of spearmen deployed on the field. These Royal Knights are making good health regen. The scout does go down. So does that villager as well. These villagers need to fall back into the town center. And now we do have the white tower going on up. There's a handful of Royal Knights here. Nothing too significant. The spearmen should be able to hold them back. Some of these villagers will go down. Has a couple of defensive spearmen in this region. But he's pulling back everything. These Royal Knights advancing forward. They should really get some great health benefits there. Some of these exposed lumberjacks are now going to hit. Trying to pursue them. These Royal Knights are charging way forward. This group of spearmen trying to advance over here and engage. Though these guys could be cornered relatively soon. There's the next age. Get some good damage there. It does get a spear brace as well. Trying to break through this set of spearmen there. With veteran Royal Knights, they have 310 health, which is actually significant. A good number of these Royal Knights do get pinned right there. There's a very big loss there. Look at about a third of his Royal Knights right there. Definitely needs a hardened veteran spearman research. Is on the way, going for pierce damage now. He does have the council hall, so he can quickly pull out some crossbows. Outweight trebuchet being pulled on field. Interesting. Okay, that's a bunch of housing there. Going for a outpost of spring altar. Why? Got a bunch of outposts here. Going for keep here. And the stone outcropping. Very good. Oh, there's a keep right there. How did I not see that keep? Got a pair of blacksmith, siege workshops here. I suppose I didn't see on the mini map because it is orange on other orange. Gold deposit there has been claimed. There's no more gold deposit inside of the English's border, so he's going to need to expand outwards. And there's nothing close by, actuality. I suppose his safest one is all the way down here. There's his other, supposed to be his natural gold expansion right there. He's actually going for a bit of stone. Is enough stone there for a keep? I don't believe so. The keep there has gone down. So a good number of spearmen are going to be needed to help keep this area secure. Does have a handful of crossbows as well. That's a lot of trebuchets. At the current rate, you could go for the Berkshire Castle in the back line to protect his flanks. Looks like Magenta is eyeing for a big line of stone walls to protect his flanks, trying to make sure he's unraidable. The number of Royal Knights over here. A couple outposts going on up as well, which are also helping spot into the forest.
Balding done. Hitlock is good.
Armored clash has been researched. Bureaucrats have been picked up by orange, another one on the way. At the current rate, orange could go for the Artillery Institute rather than the, what's it called, Red Palace for the Imperial Age Wonder. May need to see another gold mine over here or mining camp to help for better drop-off purposes. You may want to make sure there's enough. He get at least enough of that gold to age up right there. Now these Royal Knights push way forward. Of course, the White Tower and a good number of councils here. Man-at-arms, crossbows are engaged. These are just early man-at-arms, not veteran or man-at-arms. Some good lance hits there on these villagers. Trying to draw them to this army. Does draw them to this army right here. Get some of these kills as well. And some of these trebuchets are exposed, but nothing here that poses a threat to them. Stone walls are going on along that flank.
This shoe.
Not sleeping. We are getting Hestus.
Spearman now advancing forward, trying to get some good hits here. No, those go down. Do you know how these counter trebuchets now engage in this keep? It's good volley there. Royal Knights now charging away forward. Sixth side does spot the monk there. Orange to claim every single relic. Some of these villagers may go down. I think signing for the Berkshire Castle in the center of the map. Some of these villagers have gone down. Magenta Orange has a very large number of villagers on the field. Orange are keeping on seeing a bit of fire there.
Let's see.
Spearmen, standeth and presented.
No damage on the keep. Spearman does force away these units. We've got a good number of trebuchets here, as well as crossbows and spearmen. We've got arbaletiers not being researched by the French, as well as mangonels. The big line formation is not so good if your guys are across the key. Trebuchets getting some good damage there. The Mace of the blast radius trebuchets at the current rate. Spearmen now making their advance. Being distracted in the mining camp there. keep announcing massive fire. Spear brace there does get some good hits there. Keep will go down to the next volley. Spearman charging the way forward. Mangonel pushing the way forward, trying to gauge these forces there. Crossbows or Arbaletiers engaging. Let's get a good hit there on these crossbows. Royal Knights now charging the way forward. And we do not see the Berkshire Castle being built up by the English. I thought he was going to go with the Berkshire Castle, guess not. Spend all its reserve resources. The French has a bit of reserve as well, going for Gambersons. Crossbows now engaging, so is the man at arms. Let's get some spear braces there. Royal Knights is taking quite a bit of damage. School of Cavalry is about to go down. Mangonel finds a volley. Sees some damage there. More of these units push way forward. Got past not point of view, which increases the pierce armor of these crossbows back 5. School of Cavalry has been destroyed. English pulling out some more units here. Does close up the network of citadels, which does also improve the trebuchets. Orange still has a keep over here in various defenses, cleaning up the stone as well. Right now, it's probably a good idea for the French to eye for the Red Palace. The Red Palace will provide a very powerful defensive capability here. More of the stone walls going on up. Orange trying to pull out his own stone walls around his opponent's stone walls, looks like. But there's only a tiny little narrow choke point there. Berkshire Castle will be protecting that choke point. But the mountain trebuchets on the field, it may be a good idea to go next stage, go to the Weingard Palace, and go for the AoE effects of the trebuchets. AoE research. Orange once your sprinkles do go down. Good Mangonel hits there. One of Orange Mangonels do go down. They need to get a good hit there. They do. These Arbiters do have Gambersons. The Spearmen do not pose a big threat to them. The Spearmen do 11 damage right now, and these Arbiters have 8 pure half armor. In other words, the Spearmen do 3 damage versus these Arbiteers in melee. Not a lot. More outposts going on up. Red Palace now being built. Way over here, I guess? Guess he wants to make sure his trade remains secure. That seems a little bit too far back, in my opinion. It's a powerful defensive placement. Might as well use it. Of course, he does have to get the Arbalest in placement in the keep and the town center here. And does go for Tithe-Worn there, which will give him a great amount of income as well from those relics. Berkshire Castle now being pulled out in a very aggressive position, which helped deny some of these wood deposits. In fact, there's not a whole lot of wood deposits left, just have to get a lot of the shrubbery claimed up next. Actually, Magenta has plenty of wood, which is a little bit interesting seeing his opponent is English and tend to pull out longbows, but I don't think he's pulled out a single longbow this entire game. Crossbows gain some good damage there. Does the elite Arbiter research. And now they have additional 2 half armor, so right now they have 9. The spearmen are doing 2 damage each. They did follow the passives there, but they may be completely invulnerable. They also have increased attack speed as well. Berkshire Castle going on up. The Elite Royal Knight is being hit by these crossbows. Right now, in order for English to engage these Arbaletiers, he needs to pull out horsemen or Magnels. Berkshire Castle now up and going, which will provide quite a bit of fire support. We'll take out some of these villagers. We're putting some outposts here for spotting as well. There is actually a breach there as well. Outpost starting to see the fire there. Of course, it's fortified, so it takes a lot less fire damage there. Elite Royal Knights now getting quite a bit of damage from these veteran spearmen. Springballs annihilating these battering rams there. More Berkshire arrows down to this Arbaletiers, slowly picking them off. Spearmen can't really do much versus these Arbaletiers. But it's OP useful versus these Elite Royal Knights. Ooh, good number of these villagers are down. Oh, they went down to a bombard outpost there, apparently. So, Magenta has lost quite a bit there. He does have enclosures research, so it's getting some good gold generation as well. But he is pretty low in gold, and his food and wood are not too terribly high. The French have a massive reserve of all resources. The English player needs an eye for some gold deposits. Some Elite Royal Knights push way forward. We'll find the White Tower here. No upgrades onto the end. Massive number of battery rams push way forward. Springballs trying to engage. Elite Royal Knights now getting does over on some of the Springballs there, but they're getting hit by the crossbows. Delta's trying to force down some of these battering rams. The Berkshire Castle will go down. Got this knight over in this region as well, as well as these Royal Knights. Humans getting some good hits there. Oh, we do see passives there, so they do have a good amount of armor. Now got this Elite Royal Knight receiving a bit of damage there. Spearman gains good damage onto these battering rams, able to pursue them to the ends of the earth. And the French is taking time to clean up some of the wood over here. He's a little bit desperate for wood. I suppose some of these guys could be selected on wood rather than food if needed as well. Doesn't got that siege weapon there. Our English crossbows getting some good damage on in. Let's throw some rocks over there. Bombard and placement started going down. Spearmen started to go down as well. Stone wall gate being deployed out for some odd reason. Need some battering rams are starting to break their way through. I think he's trying to go to that Stonewall Gate to force down those battering rams, but they already made themselves a fool. Elite Royal Knights are trying to overrun these trebuchets, but they're not successful. More of these battering rams start being portioned down. Some of these farms have been battered down. He does not get blast armor research. I'm not sure how effective that is. I am curious how effective it is. Trebuchets are increased damage by trebuchets, so should probably be effective with the blast damage research as well. Good spearman hits there onto those elite Royal Knights, but right now the increased attack speed that Armiteers will make them pretty effective, though the network citadels also makes it so these crossbows they're fighting against are better, but of course the passives increase the range, and the English player does back in the game now. This Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Well, I have time. Some more time for more replays. Oops, nope, not search for game, wrong button. Let's see now. That may have been the last replay I could fetch. Some of these are from... Oh, here's a decent length one. Yep, let's go and do this one. Though I do need to use a quick restroom break, so please give me one moment. Well, let's go and get started. Greetings everyone, Angrade here for another HBars 4 replay. It's on top left side as the Red English with Divine DFP. On right side as the Green Ottomans, we have a foreign name. Let's see now, Ottomans versus English. Ottomans of course are, for economic benefits, they decide not to collect resources in the field, they just refine them straight into free military units through the military school. Additionally, they do have access to a vizier that can also increase his mining collection here with the Anatolian Hills. For the English, they do have some really powerful economic benefits through the usage of mass farms. Their mills cost 50, which is still standing out, but the farms are half price and can be collect resources even better when nearby a mill. So the English don't really have to venture out on the field all too much to collect up food. When it comes to unique units in the feudal age, the Ottomans, of course, they have two unique units: the Meter, which is a powerful buffing unit, and the Sabahi, which is a heavier horseman, allowing them to having more health and damage. This Ottoman player does find a good number of sheeple there. When it comes to unique units for the English, they of course have the Longbowman, getting +1 damage and +2 range. And of course they do also have the earlier man-at-arms. Got the Vanguard man-at-arms, the early man-at-arms. You got the Count's Hall not being employed on the field. Got the Twin Minaret Middle East being employed out on the field. Twin Minaret Middle East does provide 4 berry bushes that can be collected 50% faster, which is collects faster even than the even boar, so it gives you basically 4 villagers worth of food income in your base, a very good solid base of food income. The council hall, of course, is a unique archery range that has 100% faster work speed, so it's basically 2 free archery ranges when you get to the next age. You don't have to wait big time to build them or collect resources for them, so that's tended to be why you see some early longbowmen being pulled on out. We got a good amount of stone being collected by the Ottoman players, so it looks like he's eyeing for an additional town center. And not eyeing for aggression, he may use this military school production for defensive purposes. Going for Sipahi immediately. Sipahi does take about 2 minutes to pull out this moment in time. And the English is going for additional town center as well, so both players eyeing for a bit of eco. If you take a look at the map in this time frame, got of course of wood deposits. The wood deposits are a little bit small in this variation of the map, but there's 5 of them both sides player of the map. So actually English has 6 wood deposits, so slight advantage there. This one seems a little bit larger though. And this one seems a little bit larger as well. When it comes to resource placement, the gold's up here. Got stone, stone, and this gold is down here with a pretty easy secure stone gold over here. For an English player, it does have, of course, a gold and stone back there. This stone's a little bit farther away. Gold's a bit more over here, so it looks like English player may expand out this direction, while the Ottoman player is going to expand out this direction as a possibility. We have a full mill now pulled in the field. The mill does provide food. Each one of these farms with a mill nearby does collect faster than even deer, so this is a very good source of basic food. It's going for 2 mills immediately on. Time for heavy eco, base eco. Let's put out the exotic doggo there, and now it's time to collect up this forest puffer meat. We do have the Sipahi deployed on the field. I'm not sure where it's at the moment. He may be eyeing for a bit of defense position. Let's see, military schools. One of them, if you follow the lines, they're going to right there. And there we go. There's a scout in Sipahi. So it's eyeing for a bit of a raid. But there's a town center here, so the English player has gone for 3 town centers. The Ottoman right now is not going for any additional town centers. And what is first, Azir went. He went to the Anatolian Hills, so got 8 free sheeple as well. So he has a good number of sheep here, a very good number of sheep. As well as having faster mining speed as well.
Yes, sir. Questo hala, and your work.
Each brookie that.
The head Imperial armor now being pulled on the field. Got fast castle for the Ottoman, which will allow him to pull out free siege units.
And your worker. And your worker.
We do have now a full third. Oh, not. So can place one more farm there. Sipahi could push on forward, but of course the villagers can get into the town center quickly. Trying to find that scout there. Nope, decides not to advance on forward. Does go and poke that villager there. And the primary town center does have 2 extra or has an extra arrow there, so it does provide some extra fire support with the higher arrow damage as well. So it does 8 damage times 2, so 16 damage minus 2 pierce armor, so 12 damage per volley. Another Vizier now available. Probably would like to go for additional military school. Yep, now he can get out additional military school. Should be able to get 4 out at the moment. Now got the White Tower being employed as well, which is a good defensive placement there. Green should be able to spot all this. We tried denying a little bit. Does see a bit of damage there. Pulls back with those builders. And Now Spahi are following him back. He sees the White Tower. Now, like, over the English Age 3 landmarks are good, but they're not spectacular. They're relatively weak when it comes to landmarks, in my opinion. The extra towns that can play into a bit more aggressive roles, don't get me wrong. White Tower is, of course, a basic keep, which is useful for a good replacement for our Siege Workshop, since you can pull out all the units there, barring the Siege Tower.
Atım zinnetimle hazırım. Bana bir emir eyle. Halloldu bilesin. Emrimle behenmeş askerim. Emir eyler. Bu sipahiye emrin beni takip eyleyin. Evamir. Bana bir emir eyle.
Spahi are pushing away forward, maybe trying to force down some of these walls. We do now have a handful of spearmen deployed in the field for defensive reasons, as well as some crossbows. Those are designed for the White Tower and the Council Hall for crossbows. There's basically 3 archer range worth of crossbow production, going for 3 barracks as well. Going for the early man-at-arms, and maybe eyeing for a crossbow man-at-arms at the moment in time. His opponent right now is going for Sipahi crossbows, and does have some Eons in the field, collecting some relics. Going for Meter as well, and the free Mangonel.
Yerleşe Marcus.
Atım ziney.
Emrin başım üstünedir.
Pierce damage not being researched by the Ottoman player. Does have +1 pierce armor as well, which is less impactful with the higher hitting damage of the crossbows.
Sword ahead.
And the English player signed to clear up his gold now. The gold deposit, maybe already, his original one maybe already cleaned up. I'm not sure where it was at. Oh, there it is. Still has a bit of gold left, not a whole lot. Stone outcropping's been being cleaned up as well.
Good swinker at me, mate.
Got another Vizier deploying field, probably going for increased military school production. That's not something anything just yet.
This shula udure, mate.
We do have a Mangonel float out here.
Atım zineyledim ve hazırım.
What should we do? Emir eylersin. Seyir hengamdır.
English can't really deploy out any horsemen or knights against Ottomans. Ottomans' Janissaries will be very effective in this situation. He's going for a man-at-arms crossbow as predicted.
Beyler, hareket
Going for
edin.
some spearmen as well, which is probably a good idea. Help engage any sort of lance with Sipahi. Sipahis tend to be a common unit. Sipahis do hit pretty hard. Right now they're veteran Sipahi, no blacksmith research at the moment.
Silah muhasara hazırdır. Beyler.
The villager does go down there, trying to torch down some of these walls. Gains out some outposts. Right now the Ottoman force is at 41. The free Mangonel poses a big threat to his current composition. Going for the armor-clad research. As well as some other blacksmith research as well. He does post at the White Tower here. The White Tower can be used plus spring gold, such as one right now.
Well, then that's right to know.
Outpost has been pulled out there. Sipahi will find these villagers, going to finish them off. Does not go for fortitude just yet. And does go and cancel off the lumber mill. Red does have more villagers at the moment. On advancing force as well. And Sipahi are going to take time to start torching down that outpost. It does make this spring gold emplacement exposed, or known. there onto that palisade wall. Up north, green does have a single spot here. Villagers trying to engage. They do have +2 pierce damage. While he has 5 pierce armor, so it takes 2 damage per arrow. We'll take a number of these villagers. I think he did use a fortitude ability. Could have used it. And does went across the T there. And dude, here's some more Vizier being put out. He's now trying to make his way through this opening. Got the squad of Janissaries pulled on out. So should have 10 Janissaries now on the field. Yes, he does. Volley now push way forward. We'll see quite a bit of White Tower fire. Does stop that villager from getting some damage there, but now got the Spally push way forward. These Spallies are here as well. Spally push way forward with some pair of Magnells. He does have a pair of Spring Gulls for defense as well. Spally did get one villager there. Not many villagers inside this town so there, so the arrow fire is minimal. And also they will find opportunity of getting another villager there. Red has a good number of villagers. Red's not fancy for it. The Spring Gulls are going to get hit. As Janissaries is firing away. Good number of crossbows. Spring Gulls are going to forward to hit one of the Mangonels. Let's get one of the Mangonels. Very good. Those front lines starting to disintegrate. Does lose both Mangonels. Spring Gulls just need to run away. Try to save if you can. But they did their job in this conflict. He does save one Spring Gull. Janissaries is still firing away. Crossbows still firing away as well. White Tower is out of range. And there's a good number of Spring crossbows here, so these man-at-arms are not a good item this one time. Green does take out Red's army there. Another fresh Mangonel, this time for Red. Red the crossbow army gets a nice hit there on those crossbows. Spring Gulls not getting healed on up. There's Batter Rams who get sieged on them down. 2 Mangonels are now put out on the field for Red. That's good damage there. We got now these man-at-arms starting to engage, but there's too many crossbows in this region. Mangonels get some good hits there. Zapahi were unable to got some man-at-arms pulled up by Red, in which one of the Mangonels almost goes down, does go down there. He needs some more crossbows for Red. Does he got some of these villagers over here? Down south got some stone walls there apparently. I don't know why. We got 3 Spring Gulls now pulled up by Red, which will be very useful versus Batter Rams, but need some more Mangonels. You know how these supply push me forward trying to interrupt this gold collection. These workshops now being pulled on the field as well, going for some Spring Gulls. This Batter Ram still pushes way forward. There goes that Battering Ram. There's also a green sheep here, which does provide a bit of vision, doesn't it? So the green sheep does spot all these siege weapons. It's clearly a saboteur. So now he knows about all those siege weapons there. He knows now there's 3 Mangonels going past that sheep. It's probably being chased by the spearmen. There's also this keep here for green. So Red may need to get out of Cutaway Trebuchet, which the White Tower can provide.
thing. Flockende will.
Gold has been claimed there. He needs to now be tasked on this gold deposit. The English player does have enough gold to age up. Not enough food though. Outpost going on up. Now I've got more stone walls being put up by green. He's trying to lock down this side of the map, which will allow him to get access to some good gold deposits. This area is still a little bit exposed.
Dakik olun. Evamiri nev mevcut. Şah-ı Merdan bölüyor. Beyler, evamirin ev mevcut. Emin eylersin.
سيشاء إنجنيانا.
Got good enough defensive force here by the English. Right now, the Ottoman player does have a larger force and higher quality force. Another Spahi, 2 scouts in the front as well. I've got the Sea Castle Gate going on up over here, which helps protect his traders. He's eyeing for some traders probably in the future with the 2 markets in this region. So guys, has a little force here. The English player is going for the Berkshire Castle. And a very good defensive position. Should help him cover up his base. He does have plenty of room for farms this region as well as eyeing for mass farms. We need to get out closures as quickly as he needs it sooner than later because he's going to be locked out from most of the map. He does have access to this gold deposit here eventually, coming out the outpost. Forward. Springald's good there. Magnus gets some good splash damage as well. He does put the Berkshire Castle there, so both players now advance to the next stage. Coach now doing research as well as the Elite Man at Arms research. As Keep does go down, got a couple Springald and Springald range being pulled on out. I noticed about those 2 Springald emplacements. Green's trying to advance forward, has a sizable army, including 3 battering rams to complete through his opponent. Red has a much smaller force here, but the Mangonels could put some big holes in the Mongol and the Ottoman army. And 2 of them goes down immediately. There's 5 Springalds here for green. Not looking good for red. There's been the Janissary still alive. He hasn't let on fields, who's been mainly building them out. Going for a Brain Bombard now, that may be from the Mahid Imperial Armory. Trebuchet is going to get overran, all among all the other siege weapons there. Red's army is starting to disintegrate. Onto those Magnos was his key weapon, and he did not get a single shot off of them. Berkshire Castle will be here for defense, so he will not be able to advance any further forward than this. The White Tower is also here to support as well. In fact, the White Tower does have a bit of protection as well from Berkshire Castle. We got the Elite Crossbow research for red as well. He does need to take time to clean up these outposts. I gotta say, the Janissaries. Nope, he does not get the Advanced Academies at the moment. He does get the increased gold collection, so now they're at plus 40% gold. There's gonna be a massive amount of gold from these traders.
Herkes istimaya. Evamiri cedid mevcuttur. Rex edilecek bir bina.
600 victory now being put on field. Siege Workshop now set ablaze. So Ploy goes down, give enough time. There's not advancing forward, got all 6 sets captured by green. And the most exposed one is actually the central one, since the other one has a bunch of stone walls around it. Crossbows is being pushed way forward, we got another keeping bumped by green. Got a number of Janissaries in the back line as well. So it's probably going to not build out any more Janissaries, but more of an anti-cavalry tool. The range is inferior to many other ranged weapons, such as the crossbow, so you guys probably a decent amount as well.
Bana bir emrin
Spahi
var
now
mı?
making the way forward. The elite Spahi. Battering rams being forced down by a massive wave of villagers. Both sides are down to similar army sizes. Outpost trying to be take out that outpost. He is set up place there. He's relying on network castles, or does have network of citadels research. And outpost does go down. He does have much more info or influence from something nearby. This one over here. Keep is not going for the Great Bombard emplacement. And that man-arms goes down. Spahi making their advance forward.
Münasebeten emrinizle hareket edin.
Outposts are seeing quite a bit of damage right there. Now 6 sites being decaptured. It does need to decapture it. It is currently paused. Great Bombard placement still being researched. Janissaries not being mixed on in as well. Those are a lot of actually Janissaries being mainly built. He does have French guns for whatever the slight damage increase. They are elite Janissaries at the moment. Right now they're doing 23 damage, which is significant. Great Bombard has been researched. He needs to get closer to this single site there. He needs to decapture it. Also deny some gold income. Great Bombard emplacement does have, what, 10 range? Does have 10 range, does do 102 range damage, so it does put holes in the battering rams. As well as put holes in the army. Outposts going on up. Some of these units are in range of the Great Bombard. Just send a single unit up front. You don't have to put your entire army up front. Forward. Great Bombard does find a hit there. Battery rams not making their way forward as well. That should be able to clean up a keep, assuming it doesn't get stopped. Clearing crossbows, pushing forward. Man arms trying to hit the Janissaries. Janissaries in good numbers right now. They're doing 20 damage. Janissaries also have the higher technically things nearby meters. Veterans not connected to the key. Only a couple of the veterans remain. This is all firing away against them. Another veteran pushes way forward. Crossbows trying to engage. Against these Janissaries, probably better idea to go for a longbow than crossbows. Just because they're much higher range. There's a large number of meters here. There's 7 meters, so he's not going to get those eliminated anytime soon. The effects. Great Bombard to get another shot off there. More banners pushing way forward. Because these banners being cleaned up, he needs to stop the battering rams and just hold them back a moment and has to deal with the scream gold for those battering rams scream in one at a time. Probably standing using Maganel. Elite Janissaries only have 105 health. Maganel's do some good damage versus them. And just right crossbows here in the back line as well. Now got a Great Bombard not pulling a few. He does have 11 tower range, so upgraded spring goals can outrange it. Don't know if Cropping trying to be cleaned up by Kareem now. Looks like some of these forces are going down. And this keeper just doing far too much damage. He needs trebuchets to engage that, doesn't he? He's got some veteran longbowman research now, going for the arrow volley and for the elite longbowman research. Spahi push way forward. They will run the White Tower and the Berkshire Castle, so they won't last so too long. Spearman hitting them as well. Right now, the English resource reserve is down to minimal. The Ottomans have plenty of resource reserve and taking a lot of cost-effective engagements. Now we've got a good number of spring goals escort the Great Bombard as well. Now the elite Longhorn research doesn't have a incendiary arrows just yet. Great bombard's gonna get some great damage there. Does take up the outpost there, so the network of citadels are now deactivated. Man arms charging way forward. Janissaries and crossbows still good numbers in the back line. These main arms just don't last long enough. Longbowman getting overran by the Sipahi as well. The English is not transitioning his units all too well. He needs mangonels. He could go for, oh, he's going for AoE blast damage trebuchets. That could be good. I'm not sure how effective versus this group's arm's going to be very tightly clustered, so it could potentially do some good work. The English player is out of wood in the back line. Try grabbing some other ones on the side. Some of these villagers are very exposed. As we have the Vanguard Palace. 6-side victory counting down now. He needs to take time to regroup his forces. Large number of infrastructures over here. Trebuchet's now setting on up. No fire volley there. The ground projectile still another 15 seconds. It's probably make sure they don't push on forward. These Triangle Strays only have 28 damage. Great Bombards. You see some fire there from the trebuchets. And there are the shrapnel projectiles. Let's see how well they do. It looks like he rolled some misses there. Right now, he just needs to get a core defense right there and let the trebuchets fire away. And we have the Vanguard Palace for the cheaper trebuchets. Maybe a firing good hit there. They do some decent damage, nothing like Mangonel. It's okay fire support, nothing too significant. The range is actually still incredibly good. It should be good for counter-barraging these great bombards once they get the range. Aaron's now cleaning through the flank, picking up some more infrastructure. Right now, the English players probably having trouble with remaxing. The Northern player has plenty of resources, and has good reserve of resources, and has a good queue going. He can look for man-arms himself now. Like some of these great bombards can be repaired up by, almost looks like by EMOBs, but the Janissaries can repair them up. One of the Spriggles do go down to the trebuchets. Spriggles not hitting the trebuchets. The Florence starting to fall back there. Berkshire Castle's now able to find some fire support. Maybe just need to regroup around the Berkshire Castle. The sheep there still finding some spotting. Another trebuchet does go down. And Green's arm's just pushing its way forward. Some structures starting to go down there. The Great Bombards still pretty healthy. And just Janissaries repair them up. More of the crossbows sort of going down. The Ottoman players still maintain max population. The English players just having trouble remaxing. Galliums are cleaving its way forward. Actually pretty low in wood. Trying to have some counter barrages there. Just only one trebuchet remaining. Trebuchet does go down there. Outpost goes down. He sells network of citadels next to Berkshire Castle and the White Castle Tower. Berkshire moves forward, trying to intercept and connect with some of these Great Bombards. He does save the Great. Nope, one Great Bombard does go down. He does save the other two. Longbow and crossbow will still fire away. The only reason why he's playing out crossbows rather than longbows is simply doesn't have wood. Those lacking all resources at the moment. Elite man arms, of course, will be counted by those crossbows. It looks like Green's army has been cleaned on up, but he still has a massive reserve of resources. And probably enough traders from the rest of the game. But he only has a handful of traders. Ooh, there's a good chunk of those crossbows. Oh, here here. Looks like Sipahi is trying to find another flank. Red's going to take time to clean up this shrubbery, which is not that great for a wood source, but it is a wood source. Spearman's trying to stop the Sipahi. Crossbow's still going down to the Great Bombards. Well, the Great Bombards almost gone down. Now getting repaired up by the Janissaries. And the Longbow going down to the Great Bombards. You may want to take time to regroup around the Berkshire Castle. Ooh, and this bombard emplacement is actually hitting these villagers. Looks like those 3 villagers there. The White Tower has upgraded the bombard emplacement there. We do have these battery rams pushed way forward. Bombard emplacement does do 72 damage, so it does put some holes in battery rams. Nothing too significant though. Manarons are going down, longbow and crossbows engaging. Cryptris and Iron Cross are counter barraging. The battery ram there did go down. It's some various AoE damage on the siege weapons. Each player does have a larger reserve resource at the moment, still having trouble remaxing. A lot of players still maintain 200 max population. So this infrastructure started going down, and the English player can't afford to lose any of it. Does not have enough wood. Great bombards push way forward. White Castle is seeing massive amounts of fire. And some of these villagers are not getting hit as well. Oh no, those are mana arms. Janissary is not getting hit by the longbows. But Janissary is able to close the business there. Crossbows push way forward. The White Tower does go down. The Berkshire Castle still fighting some good fire support there. Slowly whittling down the Great Bombard. This Great Bombard is about to go down. And Red does back of the game now. This is Anagrid saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. So that's probably going to be my last replay tonight. So everyone, thank you for watching, have a good evening, and get some good rest.